back to another edition of 13 Cards Subject to Change. Once again, I am Zach, and Leroy is here. It's just the two of us in the kitchen today. And not much has changed, although Leroy does have a nice little plate of cookies, which, you know, you people out there who can't actually see what we're doing, we have those a lot, actually. Like a lot of times we have cookies in there. And Leroy's cookies...
I got a little bit of a sweet tooth, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just a bit. Leroy's cookies can range from extremely skinny pancakes to flat, bulbous mountains of cookiness, but all I can say is this: they always taste the same, and they're always pretty good. So thank you for that. Thank you for having that spread for us. On the show today, we're gonna recap a bunch of stuff. We got stuff from all over the world here. Bunch of new things coming up. We have a nice little This Day in Wrestling History coming up here today. Leroy's got some stuff for us. I don't even know what it is this time, so Leroy's gonna have some fun with that.
Hey, do we want to give that announcement like I told you about with Daniel Bryan?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Want to give a shout out for that? Yeah.
Go right ahead there, Leroy.
Well, as everybody knows, we got the Bella twins that were pregnant. At the same time, which is kind of crazy. Well, today, Daniel Bryan and his lovely bride welcomed a brand new baby boy. So we have a boy, a prodigy, maybe, if he grows up to be like his dad. I don't know, and his mom, maybe.
I mean, people forget Shinsuke Nakamura was a protege of Daniel Bryan's, and you see where that's led. I mean, you can't get much better of a teacher than the American Dragon.
If it gets a little bit from mom and a little bit more from dad.
And Brie was always, in my opinion, the more talented wrestler. Yeah. I just think Nikki had the ability to market herself better. I mean, everyone can be like, "Oh, Nikki had the fake tits." Ladies and gentlemen, just because you do that, because here's the deal: a lot of wrestling women have done that, but can you ultimately present yourself? And we'll talk about this a little later, but can you present yourself in a way that creates marketability? I mean, I remember an episode of Total Divas. Yes, I watched America. I watch anything that involves wrestling. I sadly even watch Spot Monkey Wrestling, which we're going to get into here in a little bit. But here's the deal. WWE never worried if Brie retired if Nikki could brand herself outside of being a twin. And I always think Nikki, in my opinion, whether or not it was for a show or not, she's always been a little more superficial. Obviously, they grew up with very little, so when she kind of gets her hands on the finer things in life, she can, she kind of doesn't want to let go of it. Which is, I mean, I can understand that, but the thing about it is that, in my opinion, regardless of how selfish people think she's come off, successful business people a lot of times come off selfish because you kind of have to think about yourself a little more than other people, even your family at times, when you're trying to build your own sort of situation.
Look at our president.
We'll get into him a little bit.
Well, but all I say about the birth is like, congratulations. I know how it is to have a little girl and wanting to have a little boy, and how much that, I mean, I love my girls just as much as my boys. But it's a total different thing when you have a son.
Well, yeah, but didn't you go boy, girl, boy, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I had a boy, and I'm like, I want a little girl. Then I got married, and I got a stepdaughter. I was like, that's wonderful. And then I had a boy, and then the last one was like, hey, you're gonna have a baby again. I was like, oh crap. But I love my little princess, man. She's 5. She's loved, and she's loving wrestling just like her daddy. It's kind of scary, but yeah.
So the first thing that we're gonna get into today is we're gonna get a little NXT news out of the way. So Keith Lee has officially relinquished. Nice office he had, by the way.
Yeah, that was a very nice. Wonder where he got that.
I'm not sure if that was his or if that was maybe just in the performance center somewhere.
Borrow Triple H's locker, his office.
But no.
Give me H. I can borrow this for a minute so I can do this promo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Triple H is in charge, so he probably just said, "Hey, Keith, get in here." Anyway, so we now have a vacant North American Championship, and they are basically doing what they did when they debuted it. They're sticking it right back up into the rafters, and they're going to put it in a 5-person ladder match.
Yeah,
which is
I like that.
A unique thing. And they have they have 5 triple threat matches.
Yep, they've done 2 already, and I don't remember who they announced for the next one for Wednesday, but
it's Damian Priest, one of the guys from NXT UK debuting, and then somebody. I think it's Oney Lorcan.
I think so.
So no. So it'll be Oney Lorcan. It'll be I can't remember the name off the top of my head. He was a guy in NXT UK. I know NXT UK has kind of been off since the whole world has gone down. But and then of course Damian Priest. See, here's my thing. The last 2 they've had, I hate to say it, you've taken a lot of my potential. I want to see these guys out.
Oh, really?
I really wanted to see Johnny Gargano because I've liked the Gargano way mentality he's been having. He and Candice are both equally different in their approaches, but at the same time they both have the same end goal, so that's very impressive in my opinion. Dexter Loomis, ladies and gentlemen, what a flex by Dexter Loomis, as my girlfriend said, to just jump over the top rope, land it perfectly, and just... I mean, I was talking with Jason about this the other day, and he and I both see this as... I mean, it's kind of a recycled Samuel Shaw gimmick that he had when he was in Impact, but I like it. I just think it's limited. Your thoughts on Dexter Loomis's character? I mean...
It is limited. I mean, right now it's fine, but it dependent. I mean, if you're gonna put a strap on him, you gotta expand it a little bit more. I mean, you gotta put a little more teeth in it. I mean, because
they're looking to push him.
I think they are.
He's gone through the UE. He's now in a ladder match. I mean, guy looks great. First of all, I mean, I mean, like and the thing is, I definitely believe in his character. I believe in him. I got no issue with believability there, like I do in Spot Monkey, where I don't believe a damn thing that they tell me. But I mean, by the way, I'm going to get this out of the way now, so we can get to the good part of the show. I'm actually gonna give Spot Monkey some credit here.
Oh my god!
They signed officially Eddie Kingston.
I did see that. Yes, I thought that was a good idea.
A fabulous signing. I think that Eddie Kingston is an 18-year veteran who can come in, hopefully teach some of these guys what to do, because I think Eddie's been good for a while. I think he's done a lot of stuff in the indies that I've liked, and he can talk. I mean, he walks in, he's already one of the best talkers they have, just without a doubt.
Yeah, I saw a little clip with him, and he was like going all of a sudden, and then Arn was going to say it. He was like, "All right, you sit there and shut your mouth." I'm like, "Yeah."
And you know, a little off topic from the North American Championship tourney, but a little thing here. Did you like the way Eddie Kingston just came out to Cody Rhodes, or did you? Because here's my thing. Brian Last says this a lot on Jim Cornette's show, that he doesn't like that it's not believable that the lights change, the music comes on, everybody has to come out with music. To me, that's a nice little added element. I actually like it, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved what Eddie Kingston's debut in AEW. That was fantastic. But I mean, do you like it when somebody like just comes down with a microphone, or that the lights change, the music comes on, and they make a splash out of it? Are you more of the sort of, oh my god, he's there, or are you more of let's make an instant splash kind of situation?
You know, the instant splash is great. It depended on who it is. I mean, on Raw, you know, when Hogan or somebody big name would just come back for some reason, it's okay to hit that music and everything, because that just lights up the whole crowd. You don't have that crowd to do it this time, so we don't have to do that. But yeah, just come out and boom and hit, and I think it's just fine.
I mean, I understand where Brian Last is coming from in the sense of, you know, oh my god, this guy who nobody knew was there, he got in touch with the lighting guy, the sound guy, the TV guy, the truck guy. I mean,
you got to talk to a lot of damn people to get you going.
I get where he's coming from, but it is also an entertainment show, and you kind of have to have that element there for the TV audience, especially now when that's kind of the only thing you have going is the TV audience. But anyway, back to the tourney. So there's 3 spots open. I've got. I think Priest is probably going to win this one.
I think so too.
Nothing against Oney Lorcan. I just think Oney needs a little more time on his own, a little more. Timothy Thatcher, I don't know why. Maybe it was because he worked with Matt Riddle. His catch wrestling style. I mean, he looks. Oney's kind of skinny to me. I mean, like I see Oney Lorcan as a Timothy Thatcher light situation.
There,
Sort of like you know, people always argue, well, you know, Michael versus, you know, LeBron. LeBron's, you know, Michael Light. No. Michael Light was Kobe Bryant, because we've never seen anything like LeBron James at 6'8", 280, runs like a freight train. I saw Michael Jordan twice, and it was Kobe Bryant. Nothing against Kobe, may he rest in peace, but Kobe even said he was trying to model his game after Michael Jordan a couple of times.
You know, nothing wrong with that. I mean, Jordan was a great player. I mean,
no, not at all. But I mean, that's my thing is, I look at Kobe and I see the light version of MJ. I see Oney Lorcan and I see a skinnier, maybe not as talkative version of Timothy. Timothy Thatcher can talk. I mean, like Timothy Thatcher's without a doubt a great catch wrestler. I don't know. I mean, Timothy Thatcher, in my opinion, is the complete opposite of what both Spot Monkey and NXT are doing, because he comes out there and he tries to have Timothy Thatcher would have worked in any territory back in the 80s. I mean, he could have traveled from Mid-South to IWA. I mean, all these Smoky Mountain Wrestling, he probably could have had a pretty hell of a good run.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But anyway, any thoughts on the American tournament? Do you like it? Do you think it's a bit much? Do you think maybe Keith Lee should have defended it once? I mean, technically he did with Dijakovic. I mean, I guess you can call it a defense. We all knew they weren't going to just take the belts off Keith Lee and dump them on Dijakovic. Nothing against Dijakovic, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
No, I thought, I was waiting eventually that they were going to do that. I do like how they're doing the tournament and everything, and I think the interesting thing going is, so far they're bringing up guys that are newish, that haven't had the belt. I mean, the first one, both the guys, Johnny and
that's fair.
They both had the belt, so they both had their time in the spotlight, and they're shining on somebody else. I'm not sure if he's going to get it, but Dexter, I mean, the one thing that could help him eventually is like Kane. Kane did not have somebody speaking for him or anything. He didn't speak for himself for a while. He had a mouthpiece. That could work for him, maybe, if they want to put a strap on him. But you got to get a mouthpiece, or start talking.
Dexter Loomis is kayfabe, talking through his art.
Yes.
He's the torture artist. He does the caricatures, and actually, from what I'm actually realizing, I've looked it up. He's actually doing a lot of those drawings himself.
Yeah, he is an artist.
He's actually doing that.
Yeah. So I've seen some of his online, and I was like very impressed. It's like, wow. I mean, he's an artist in the ring, and he's an artist behind the scenes, and he's
like we said,
beautiful.
This is a different version of his Samuel Shaw gimmick, but he talked when he was Samuel Shaw. Yeah. But I hate to say it, Samuel Shaw was a bad TV show Dexter ripoff. It was obvious what they were trying to do. Here, he's just a weirdo. Yeah. But he's a weirdo that can go. The slither is really kind of...
It's creepy-ish,
Oh, yeah, no, that's right up there.
I love it, yeah.
That's right up there with me in the sense of, dude, by this point we know who he is, but when the Fiend's music hits and he just appears and that screech is happening, there's a real chill down my back. It's actually getting to me when that happens. We'll talk about that in a little bit later.
That's good.
So from the NXT North American Championship to...
And I am looking forward to seeing who they announced for... They have been a habit of announcing during or right after their triple threat for the next weeks. I'm looking forward to the next one.
It's still better than, we have a match or two guys have a conversation and all of a sudden it's like, William Regal has just said, like in AEW where apparently Tony Khan is so up on these things that as soon as two guys have a face-off, it's like, you got a match next week. Like, all right.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, for those of you wondering, records are supposed to matter in AEW, but Jon Moxley is now going to defend against the 5th-ranked heavyweight in AEW. The 5th-ranked heavyweight. Not the 1st-ranked.
Oh, yeah, I did. He's a heavyweight?
I don't know. Darby Allin has talent, but... Okay, anyway.
Yeah. That's enough said for that one.
Yep, so moving on to... From a possible new North American champion to a former North American champion, the longest-running NXT champion of all time, Mr. Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole got in the news. Hasn't really been on NXT television other than this past week since he lost the belt. And got in a little fight with Mr. Pat McAfee on Pat McAfee's podcast. By this point, if you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's a pretty quick clip.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I've only seen the clip. I guess McAfee was legit, like baiting Adam Cole.
Did you just watch the 2-minute bit on that, or what?
I've watched maybe a 5-minute clip to a little bit of what McAfee was building up to, but I guess McAfee was spending a lot of the show taking jabs at Cole or something.
Oh yeah, I think there was a 10 or 15-minute one that I saw.
Oh really? Okay.
And yeah, it was starting him a show and he was introducing. Oh yeah, he was, I used to say, poking the bear
right
the whole time, and I totally understand why. If
shooter or work. Shooter or work.
I don't think.
I'm not. we're not here, by the way, for those of you listening, we're not here to bury a guy if this is what he's going to end up doing. I'm just asking, I mean, like, to you, what do you see?
Because, when I first saw it, I thought... A lot of people
don't know.
Yeah, well, few people are saying, oh, yeah, it's not real, it was set up. The way it was and the way I saw it, no, that wasn't a setup. He was legitimately pissed off.
Okay.
But if it wasn't, they're coming off because Triple H made a statement about it. Mark Henry made a statement about it.
What was Triple H's statement? I actually haven't read that yet.
I haven't read it fully, but he was kind of he was kind of going from like, you know what, he was upset and maybe he did something he shouldn't have, but hey, this person said something. It's like, so they might be trying to work an angle with this because they're getting a lot of press for this, and that's not a bad idea.
I follow Up Up Down Down with Austin Creed on YouTube a lot, and Adam Cole's on there every week. Chugs, as he's known. I
like that name.
Yeah, he comes actually officially it's Chugs 2. He couldn't get Chugs 1.
Who copyrighted Chugs?
I don't know, but he's still looking for the guy who's got Chugs 1 so we can actually buy the the copyright.
I need Chugs 1.
But anyway, no, Adam Cole to me always comes off as a really fun-loving, nice guy. I'm not trying to bury Adam Cole, baby. I'm just saying that Adam Cole, the person, comes off very sort of kiddish, very relaxed, very laid back, kind of in control of himself pretty well. So, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like it's a work. Otherwise, I feel like if that had happened, WWE would have taken some real-life action really quick. Because, I mean, he did a lot of things that are not family-friendly in that situation. And technically assaulted a guy. Angry or not, that's technically assault.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Maybe battery, but I mean, it's something. If it's a work, I don't know how I feel about a guy like Adam Cole jumping from being the longest running champion into dealing with Pat McAfee, who's a former punter in the NFL. I'm not knocking punters, and they're extremely important to the game. But my biggest thing is just one of those scenarios where, like, I mean, if it was a bigger NFL star, maybe. But I mean, again, Pat McAfee was like first team all decade for a while. I mean, like for the first, for like 10, 15 years there, he was like a best punter in the league or something.
Oh yeah, he made comment to that. But yeah, I mean, just the way, I mean, the starting the interview and the way Adam Cole was in there. I mean, he was his normal self.
Yeah.
And it's like if it was a work and whatever, or they said, hey, we're going to try something like this, and they told Adam Cole this, and it kind of surprised him for a few things he said.
Okay.
Because Adam Cole did, because he was ripping on him, saying, you're kind of small, but Adam Cole was going after him, saying, you're only a punter, you're really that good.
Right. and I mean, if I can comment on the small thing for a little bit, when exactly, other than the obvious, when did people ever hit on Rey Mysterio for that stuff? No one ever did that to Ray when he first got to SmackDown. I mean, everyone knew he was tiny, and when he was in there with the Big Show, it made sense. But Brock never really looked at Ray and said he was tiny. I mean, maybe he did this past working they did, but like early on.
I think he mentioned something about his size this time.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, Adam Cole, people have to remember, got very sick, lost a lot of body weight, which is why he was kind of gone for a while. Came back. He's sort of worked himself back into a lot of shape. Maybe, maybe yes or no, Adam Cole could get in the gym a little more and sort of like make the physique better. I don't know. We'll just, I'm not expecting it. But Adam Cole gets it. If Adam Cole was, I would say, what is he, like 5'8", 5'10", somewhere in that range.
I think, he isn't a very...
Go ahead and look. But it's just, in my opinion, if he was like 6 inches taller and put on like 20 pounds of muscle, how is this guy not considered like the next Shawn Michaels? Seriously. He can talk. His in-ring IQ makes sense in the sense that he's actually putting together a match that's well done. I enjoy it. Also, by the way, they've never really mentioned anything about his size going into any of his matches. There was never really a size comparison between him and Keith Lee. That was honestly on paper that was considered a fair fight.
Oh yeah.
Because he is Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. According to lovely Wikipedia, he is billed as 6 foot 210.
6 foot 210.
Yeah.
Okay. But in my opinion, add 5 inches and maybe 20 pounds of actual muscle. How do you not have Drew McIntyre?
Well, yeah, that's true.
You basically have Drew McIntyre, okay? But the thing about it is, for me, is that Adam Cole can talk, he can wrestle, he doesn't try to do a moveset that doesn't make any sense to him. Call me crazy, but when you think of high flyers like a Rey Mysterio, you think of long trunks, long wrestling tights.
Yeah.
Not the Speedo look.
No.
Which is what Adam Cole does. So when I look at Adam Cole, I mean, Ricochet's now gone to that look. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe, I mean, it's hard to wrestle in long pants, I've been told by a lot of different guys, though. It's not easy. I mean, Dean Ambrose used to say, do you have any idea how hard it was to work a 20-minute match in blue jeans? My God.
That would kind of suck.
Yeah, but so, I mean, to me, I feel like if it's a shoot, I liked it. I think it was believable for a shoot.
Definitely.
If it's a work, then it was believable. If it's a shoot, goddamn, something's gonna happen because technically both guys work for WWE on occasion. I mean, Adam's obviously full time and Pat works the pay-per-views. But I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. I'm interested to see where it goes, regardless of what it is, because like I said, it came off, whether it was a shoot or a work, it came off as, if it's a shoot, it came off great. If it's a work, it's one of the best works I've seen in a while.
And it's like we're comparing, Adam Cole to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia, using the same source for that. Shawn Michaels is billed at 6'1", so he's just slightly taller,
right?
About the same size as Adam Cole,
right? And
he's billed at weighing 225. So it's like height and weight. There's not much difference.
I just think that and again, I will never say that Vince is not Vince and he's not ruthless businessman, yada yada. But we've seen through the last ride, we've seen through things. Vince has a soft spot for certain guys.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, I've read Sean's book. He held on to Sean for a long time, never let him go. There was a point when Sean felt healthy, he wanted to go to WCW, and Vince said, "Okay, we'll get you back on TV." But Vince, there's just guys that he's cool with, he likes, and he'll hold on to them as long as he can. He'll do whatever he can for them, and it's just, in my opinion, if you bring Adam Cole, because here's the thing, Adam Cole was, yes, the longest running NXT champion of all time, but I've said this on the show numerous times. I don't see you ripping Rhea Ripley away from NXT. I could see Adam Cole walking around NXT being like, "Been there, done that. I don't need it."
I think he'd be great. I mean, I think he'd be great on the main roster. Coming up, either starting on Raw or SmackDown.
I think Raw would definitely need them more right now because because SmackDown's definitely got sort of a set group of people that are working right now, and it's working. I mean, two different definitions of the word work there.
And I definitely, if he comes on Raw, I mean, to start him out, don't start him going after Drew, but
no.
The U.S. Championship, whoever's going to be, I think that he'd be great working with that.
The U.S. Championship right now has a really nice sort of base number of guys.
Yeah.
You've got Ricochet, you've got Apollo Crews, you've got MVP, you've got maybe even Shelton Benjamin drops the 24/7 title, gets back in that picture. You've got Cedric Alexander.
He has a 24/7 now?
Shelton Benjamin's now, yeah.
Actually, I am sorry, I have not kept up on that. It's confusing sometimes.
Yeah, no. We'll get back to that. He is now a vice president of the Hurt business run by MVP. We can't do Beatdown Clan on network television for WWE, but we'll do the Hurt business. There we go with that. So anyway, moving on to our next topic. I've gotten a little bit of blowback from some people. I've also seen a lot of things come out about Spot Monkey Wrestling in the last couple of days. For anyone that heard my review, I gave them a scathing review, absolutely scathing review. But
and it's incredible, and maybe it was because of that on our Podomatic. Yeah. I mean, we hit in top 10 all week.
Nice.
So if it was because of what you did, Awesome. Well, we got to do it again sometime soon.
Yeah. Well, sadly, I'm going to do something slightly different this time.
Okay.
First and foremost, we're going to recap a couple of things on Spot Monkey Wrestling. Okay, so here's my recap. Flippity flip flip, flip flip, flip flip, gymnastics tower, flip flip, flip. Kenny Omega pointed to something. I don't know what it was.
Kenny Omega, mirror in his hairdo, or
I don't know. Yeah. Kenny Omega lit his feet on fire because that's the only way you would want to tap dance the way he does in the ring, Mr. Prissy.
Was that figuratively or literally?
I don't even know anymore because the guy just prances around. Anyway, but here's the thing. So a lot of people have been taking negative criticism about Spot Monkey. They've been taking it in a very odd way. And I want to be very clear. Jesse was on the show. I forgot how much Jesse paid attention to Dynamite. I did not know this. When the show started, we were all kind of surprised at how up-to-date he was. He said it on the show. That's someone else, unprompted by me. Leroy will confirm he was not given a prompt. He wasn't told to say it. But nobody was more hyped about AEW than me. You remember when I was coming to work after it got announced. I mentioned it to you probably once every day that I saw you at work. I was hyped for this.
Well, yeah, you got me too. I mean, it's like, oh, something new. It's like, hey, that's great, and I was looking forward to it myself. And then I could see when it was going to be on. I wasn't going to be able to watch that much. I'd have to
and I'll be honest,
do something.
I was hyped for the Young Bucks at first to be there. I was hyped for Cody. I was hyped for Kenny. When I saw Chris Jericho was there, I really got into it because even if he can't wrestle at the same level, Jericho can talk.
Oh, yeah.
He can talk. Talk is Jericho. There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Plug his own podcast there. But I want to make something very clear to the people listening. You are allowed in this world, and I'm not talking America, land of the free, home of the free. In this world, you're allowed to change your opinion. You're allowed to be hyped about something and then turn around and just want to absolutely take a dump on it. And that's the nicest way that I can put this, because here's the deal. I'm not bashing them because, I'm pro WWE. Nothing can be better than Vince's house of, money. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm trying to get it through to people that I don't want people to forget what they said. I don't want them to get away with, we thought we were going to be better night one. Kenny Omega said, they're just having matches on NXT that would be the opening match of my show. They're not putting together quality matches the way that I would do it. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. The product is not up to par. And the par you set was very high.
Definitely.
You were back on TNT. You had, from what I can tell, no budget. But you've turned into TNA, late 90s WCW with a budget. That's all you've turned into. Ted Turner probably gives less a crap about AEW than he was able to give a crap about. Because remember, Ted Turner didn't stop loving WCW. He just had so many business deals go down that WCW just got farther and farther away from him. So, I don't want people to think I'm bashing it because I'm never going to like it. And I'll get to that in a second.
Well, you give it a full-hearted, I'm going to check this out. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do it. So you give up your time to watch this. I don't watch it as much, and I see little experts, and the little pieces I see are like, really? God, I'm glad I'm not watching this whole show.
But here's the other thing. We got a guy in the lounge. I'm not going to say his name. I'd love to have him on the show. I'll talk to him. But the thing is that he openly admits he doesn't watch WWE. He refuses to watch it. So, but hold on. But when we all bash what WWE does, he's the first guy to jump in there and have an opinion. And again, this is not to call him out. I'm not going to, I want him on the show so we can talk, so we can have a legit discussion. But again, as I said from day one, I'm real. And I'm not going to speak on anything but I believe is the truth. And here's the deal. I admit to watching this. I've put in my time and effort, and when I give a review, I I give a wholehearted, honest review. Leroy's checked my notes. I've got timestamps.
Oh God, yes.
I'm thorough. I watch it to completion. I don't fast forward through stuff like Jim Cornette does. Occasionally I will, but again, that's like when it's Moxley versus Brody Lee. I've seen that twice.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it again. It's
like, it's everybody. He has a notebook.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just a little one. I mean, it's a thick college rule one you bring in school, and he has it, and extensive notes.
So, my biggest thing is this. If you want to bash WWE for the crap they've done, the bad cinematic matches, whatever, I don't care. But when you flat out admit you don't even watch it, why am I getting more heat from you about how I don't like AEW television when I've at least sat down and watched AEW television? You can't tell me that just because you were turned off by Vince's stuff he did 10 years ago, I ain't watched in 10 years. That doesn't make any sense. Whether it's got crappier or not, and I'm not saying it has, but whether it's got crappier or not, you can't tell me that I'm not up on wrestling. I don't understand what wrestling's become if I'm watching it and I'm still not getting it. Your thoughts on that for like a minute?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I've been watching it for years, and coming in and seeing the stuff that they're doing, it's like, oh my God, what the heck is going on? I prefer the storytelling. I mean, and we'll talk more about a couple of things if we get to do the recap of Raw and Smackdown. They've been doing really good ones down there. And if anybody, it is close to where we originate from, northern Minnesota and Wisconsin. If you're close by and you feel like it and you want to drive, I have 2 open chairs to come sit down and have a great discussion on AEW, your thoughts, your likes, your dislikes of WWE, anything like that. And just remember, when you come on here, we're not going to hound you. We're not going to it's even keel. We're at the same level as you, and we talk and do everything we want to say, and we walk away still as friends afterwards. I mean, me and Zach, we agree on most stuff, but a couple times we disagree. But we're still friends.
And the thing is, later on in the show, we're going to bring up the biggest, divide you and I have. But we're still doing the show together. We're still cool together. I don't think there's a nice word you and I have said to each other in over 3 years. But I don't think I've ever felt insulted by you. I don't think I've ever felt coarse towards you. I just.
Well, if I'm not saying. And this is and I have a cousin that said this too for me. He goes, is that if I'm not ripping on you and talking shit about you, there's something wrong, you need to stay away from me. And I'm like that myself. If I'm not dogging you on a little bit and giving you a little crap, I give my own boss at work crap every day, and he dishes out the same thing to me, but we still can carry on a professional relationship.
And that's my whole point is, this might not get as many views as me ripping up my notes and throwing them at people while they're sitting here and getting mad. But the thing about it is that, look, they anger me because for some strange reason their fans are supposed, and again, yes, a lot of their fans are the internet lovers of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla from 15 years ago, or the Young Bucks with their crazy stupid antics they've done in Chikara before that got shut down. Mike Quackenbush was part of, obviously, the Speak Out movement. But it's just, here's the deal. Tony Khan has said, and I quote, it's been said about him, that he collected old Mid-South tapes. I don't know, I've watched hours and hours of Mid-South wrestling. I ain't seen nothing like this crap on Mid-South wrestling.
They would never do anything like that in Mid-South.
And the other thing about it is just, what wrestling means to me, and this is coming from me, and Leroy and I kind of got to be friends because we had similar views on it. But this is from me. I'm not speaking for Leroy, and I'm certainly not speaking for anyone else that comes on the show. I like for wrestling to make sense. I don't watch a lot of network television shows. I don't watch Blue Bloods. I don't watch NCIS that much anymore.
Never gotten into that stuff.
Yeah. I don't watch family sitcoms that come out now. I don't watch network TV. I don't wait till Monday and Friday nights for the next episode anymore. I haven't found anything like that. But I get my fill out of wrestling. And so for me, I like there to be a story. I like there to be something that makes sense. I like there to be a surprise. I like there to be a sort of actual sport likeness to it. And what pisses me off about AEW or Spot Monkey Wrestling is you came out, you said we're going to be a sports-based presentation. Okay, so you're going to keep the records of all the guys and tell us each week. That's not being sports-based. That's adding another freaking stat to the damn thing.
Yeah.
That does nothing but half the time piss me off because you guys don't even pay attention to them. But we're going to call them, managers are now called coaches. I don't care! At some point, and this is what bothers me, is they try to stick to the sports-based presentation by, well, here's the matchup. It just got announced. Maybe you didn't check the schedule. I don't need a schedule. What I need is wrestling. I need a reason why two guys are going to punch each other in the mouth. I need a reason why these two guys are about to go to blood feud with each other, and I don't need a skateboard with thumbtacks in it every single night. I don't need Darby Allin jumping off the top rope and putting a skateboard with thumbtacks into Ricky Starks. I don't need that, because you know what I just got the week before? Cody Rhodes falling through thumbtacks with Eddie Kingston, except Eddie Kingston did it right. He did it well. You
do it the way you're supposed to. Throw it down and drop somebody in it.
Everybody wants, and okay, this is going to be a bit of a side note. I haven't even told you about this, but this is something.
Okay, all right, I'm ready.
And I hate to say this, Finn Balor brought this up a couple of years ago when NXT was at its peak, where like that was the place to be in the Indies. If you made like when I would say when Bobby Roode first got there and then carried the company for Bobby Roode will never get the amount of credit that he should for how he carried NXT.
He was wonderful down there, yeah.
But anyway, Finn Balor said it best. NXT feels like ECW at its peak. Extreme Championship Wrestling. But here's the problem. NXT isn't trying to be ECW. The people that are running AEW, not Tony Khan, they're somewhat my age. They grew up on ECW tapes. They grew up on those guys. That's what they watched, and that's what caught their attention. But here's the difference between Spot Monkey and ECW. Yeah, I agree. Spot Monkey Wrestling is probably just making the match card on a napkin 5 minutes before the show. I agree, as they've confirmed, both Paul Heyman and Tommy Dreamer and every guy down there. Paul Heyman put the match together on a pizza box. You showed up, there's a pizza box nailed in the damn wall at the arena, and that was your match. But Paul Heyman was consistent. Sandman versus Raven, Sandman and Tommy, every week played off the week before. Paul was building stars. That is where Stone Cold Steve Austin became Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Because he just gave Steve the mic and said, "You're angry. Be angry." So, it's not the same, though. You're not doing a good version of what ECW was. And by the way, stop trying to be ECW. Stop trying to be that. Combat Zone Wrestling is not ECW. ICP, Insane Clown Posse, they're a wrestling promotion. They're not ECW. You can throw the rule book out, that's fine. But ECW wrapped it in barbed wire, tightened it around Sandman's kendo stick, and then bashed it over Tommy Dreamer's head while he turns around and says, "Please, sir, can I have another?" Tommy Dreamer made me love this business more than anyone. Tommy Dreamer is one of my all-time faves. He is.
I love him to death too.
Because these guys in ECW, and by the way, can I point something out? We've talked about on the show how Tony Khan is paying these guys out the wazoo to work one night a week.
Yeah.
One night a week.
I'm going to find somebody to do that for me.
Oh my God, I love it. ECW, there were nights they weren't getting paid.
They were making peanuts. I mean, literally.
I mean, these guys didn't have the life that people think they had. Yeah, they had a regional television slot. Yeah, they're considered one of the big three wrestling companies of the past 20 or of the 21st century. Yeah. But they're not ever going to be repeated. Vince tried to find lightning in a bottle with ECW One Night Stand. He found it, but then he tried to put ECW on television, and every guy from the original ECW said it. It sucked. We hated working for it. Paul Heyman even said, if we're still on... Paul Heyman said something like, I can promise you in a year this is going to be the biggest crap in the world. Paul Heyman even said something to that effect to Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, and...
It was bad.
I remember,
first night when the zombie came out, you were like, okay, you're on Sci-Fi, it's Halloween, whatever, but it's still just, it wasn't ECW.
No.
And it's just, I don't understand what you're trying to recapture. Let it be what, and by the way, I'm not going to say let it die, because ECW is as far from dead as you can be. Oh, yeah. It's alive, it breathes. It was probably, as Tommy Dreamer said I think it was the Rise and Fall of ECW, we were probably the only company that went out of business that still had a fan base. Jim Cornette said it himself, the old territory days, they kind of just died out. Fans stopped going to the territories. They lost ticket sales. Nobody wanted it. They just kind of aged out. ECW, people wanted it. And and I guarantee you that if Kickstarter or Indiegogo, or I think is what it's called, if that existed back then, don't you think there would have been $1 billion $2 givings to this company saying go put yourself on nobody wanted to put them on TV because the violence was a little too much.
It was a little bit,
but the thing about it is that when ECW threw the rule book out, they had characters. They had people that they built on their own show. They had stories that I cared about. Raven is one of the greatest minds in the history of the business. We've talked about him a couple of times on the show. Yeah. Sandman was a drunk idiot, but boy, did he sell tickets.
Coming out of the crowd, smashing the beer can on his head.
Balls Mahoney was a lovable guy who would throw a chair at you from 6 feet away. If you wanted social distancing with Balls Mahoney, it was pretty easy.
You definitely got it.
But the thing is just, and that's what's clicked in my mind over the past couple of weeks. You want to be ECW. ECW had a place in this world. But just like all good things, it had to end at some point. And maybe nowadays with 10,000 channels, somebody would have picked them up. Because for God's sakes, if Impact keeps getting picked up by people, how is ECF&W not going to get picked up by somebody?
Oh, they would be, definitely. I mean, how I feel with that, too, is like a lot of them, some of them are starting out, some of them are still established, but it's kind of like, it was kind of similar to the independent scene like AEW's trying to get. That's really, but the ECW, they were doing stuff that they loved, and they loved doing what they did, and that I think really helped make everybody want them so much.
The thing about it is that, like I said before, and I'm tired of arguing with people on the internet, they haven't built anybody. Cody's not better. Cody's who he was when he left.
Yeah, he's a mid card.
Cody's peak was not winning the TNT Championship. Cody's peak was Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
That's his peak so far. ECW, you run down the list of names. Sandman, Sabu, Taz, Tommy Dreamer, RVD. When these guys showed up for the ECW invasion for like ECW One Night Stand, I think it was the second one, and the first one 2005. Yeah. When those guys resurfaced, everybody knew who they were.
Yeah.
The Blue World Order, we knew what that was. We knew those guys. We may have forgotten them, but as soon as you saw them show up at ECW One Night Stand, you looked at yourself and you said, I remember this.
Oh, yeah.
All you had to do was put Psychosis in the ring with Super Crazy and Juventud and Ray, and I looked at myself and I said, I know these guys. I remember watching Juventud Guerrera wrestle Chris Jericho on Saturday for WCW. Was it Saturday or Sunday for WCW?
They did a Saturday.
Was it Saturday? Okay, yeah. But that's my point, is just they are trying to recapture lightning in a bottle. The problem is two things. Number one, you just can't repeat that. You can't.
No, you can't.
When Paul is given full control, he's a genius. It's a little far-fetched, but he's a genius. And number two, you're not even trying to do it well, boys. You're like, you guys are the prime example of a person who does a Saturday Night Live skit and laughs at the camera in the middle of their own skit. Some great people have done that. I don't have an issue with that because Jimmy Fallon's famous for it. Jimmy Fallon can't do a straight face. But the thing is that I expect it from Jimmy Fallon. I'm supposed to believe that the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world, when all I do is see them try to act tough and they're smaller than your freaking 9-year-old half the time. They're trying to come off as these bad. They're trying to come off as the Road Warriors. You ain't the Road Warriors, boys.
Oh, not even close.
And here's the thing. As Jim Cornette has said, and we all agree, the Road Warriors, it's not the Road Warriors sold for anyone. The Road Warriors were probably guilty of not selling moves a lot, but it made sense. They were powerhouses. They were brick houses. They were gigantic.
Yeah, they went out there and say, okay, go wrestle. All right. Rip that guy's head off, because they almost did it.
Yeah.
Every single night, and it was awesome.
But the Young Bucks can't get away with that.
No.
You have to sell like Rey Mysterio. A slap from the Big Show is gonna hurt.
Oh, God, is it? Oh.
You have to... But this is my thing. I have a picture on my Facebook, and anyone who watches or listens to the show can go to my Facebook, and it's 2 pictures back. It's right before I started posting of me and Allison. It's me with the Young Bucks. I paid $30 for the photo. I'm holding one ROH belt, and I think it was the IW. No, I think it was IWG. I have
before
two,
that, yeah, it was before that.
No, I have 2 tag team belts on my shoulder, and I said to them, "Thank you guys. I have autographs from them. And by the way, say hi to Kenny for me, because I was still a Kenny Omega fan. But y'all fell out of favor with me. You did." Because you've proven to me that what I saw that night in Hopkins, Minnesota, I still have the DVD, by the way. I need to give it to you because it's
I have to check that out. Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. It was the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Briscoe brothers.
Oh, damn.
I'm in that. They fought in the crowd a little bit.
And that was that kind of before the Briscoes got kind of huge now?
No.
Or are they still pretty good then?
No. This is when ROH was at its peak.
Oh, okay.
This is when ROH was pumping stars out like nobody's business. Adam Cole, I think, was there. Mr. Kennedy was working for him. This Punishment Martinez was there, who is actually the Archer of Infamy. I can't think of his name. We just talked about Damian Priest.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
But it was probably 100 pounds heavier, in the sense that he looked more like a powerhouse. And I watched him fly a little bit, and I'm like, holy crap, I love this. I think Billy Ray was on the show. I don't remember, but I got to see Marty Scurll. So, I mean, like, this is back when ROH was, like, tops.
Yeah.
I saw Jay Lethal wrestle. It was great. It was fantastic. But that night, I watched you do something. And then I've watched you, I don't know how many years it's been now, but, like, 5-some years now since. You're doing the same thing, boys. You haven't elevated yourselves. You haven't evolved. Nothing's happening that's different. And here's the deal. I'm bored. I'm bored watching AEW. But I watch it, and I'm bored because nothing registers. Everything's 100 miles an hour. When Rey Mysterio's in the ring, it better be 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But when Luchasaurus is in the ring, I want to see a big dude take someone's head off. I don't want to see Luchasaurus. If Luchasaurus wants to do the middle rope one-legged moonsault a couple of times, fine. I don't care. It's cool to watch. But, dude, I don't need that every match. Taker, towards the end of his career, had to do old school. He had to do Snake Eyes. He had to do the classics. But when he was at his peak, he didn't do them every match.
No.
His match, Shawn Michaels and Taker both became, I want to say, greatest hits of themselves. Shawn had to hit the elbow. Shawn had to tune up the band. Shawn had to take someone down with the flying elbow off the ropes and then do the nip-up. He had to after a certain point. But that wasn't something that Shawn, day one, tried to get all the greatest hits in the same match. At some point, 25 years in, you become a greatest hits of yourself. I mean,
definitely. Yeah.
Okay? Ric Flair, back when he was, the world's champion, you didn't see the same Ric Flair match every night.
No.
When he got to WWE, you did, but at that point, he was a greatest hits.
Well, the one greatest hit I was waiting for him always too, and Triple H did it in honor of him, is as he gets hit and he's like, oh, da, 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 and all of a sudden, boom, he falls right on his face.
But it worked for Ric Flair.
It did. It was great.
It does.
And I look forward to seeing stuff like that.
So to all the people out there, the Young Bucks screwed ROH because, and this is where I got pissed at them. ROH did something, for those of you who don't remember, they did something that no promotion has been able to do, maybe ever, and probably never will again. They got a show at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
It was a combo show with New Japan. New Japan held up their end of the bargain. Everybody came. But the Young Bucks, who basically promoted the damn thing, they were basically the star's attraction, along with Kenny Omega, along with Hangman Page. And as soon as the big event showed up, they left for AEW. Y'all just walked out on these guys. And by the way, the show did not register the way people thought it was going to. And by the way, to the Young Bucks, if you ever listen to this, and if you ever find out who we are, I know you'll listen because you guys listen to everything everyone says about you. Here's the deal. You screwed ROH, you screwed New Japan, and you screwed any other promotion getting a shot in Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden is the world's most famous arena. They book top. If you can't sell out, here's the deal. I hate Justin Bieber, both as an artist and a human being.
Yeah, he's.
But hold on, if you can sell out Madison Square Garden,
I give you props for that.
I give you credit.
Did he actually do that?
He did. He sold out Madison Square Garden. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There was that many 12-year-old boys and girls in that.
Mostly girls, but you know.
Yeah,
anyway,
there was a couple. Yeah.
But Leroy, my point is that I don't even think the Young Bucks understand the damage they've done. Because here's the deal: the people who run Madison Square Garden, all right. I'm gonna give you a few acts here, and I want you to tell me yes or no. Would Madison Square Garden take them? Aerosmith.
Oh yeah.
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney.
Yes.
AC/DC.
Yes.
Okay, I'm naming some of the biggest artists of all time. Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah.
But when it comes to wrestling, who had the Garden? It's always been the McMahons. They've had the Garden since before the Garden was the Garden.
They helped make the Garden the
Bruno
Garden.
Sammartino has sold out Madison Square Garden more times than anyone will ever sell out Madison Square Garden. And yet, you guys had a chance to prove to the Madison Square Garden people that we can draw a house like Vince McMahon. Because, dude, Vince McMahon, their house shows are sold out. They're not even on television.
Oh, yeah.
But you go to New York and say, oh, we're going to have a house show in Madison Square Garden. Place is booked. Don't matter. So, but again, this is people with a 5-second memory. You forgot the Young Bucks screwed over Ring of Honor. You forgot that the Young Bucks told Ring of Honor, yeah, we're not going to be there. You were the only reason that the tickets got sold. No one cared about the rest of that card. Nobody gave a damn about Matt Taven. That was the most lackluster ROH title run I ever saw because Matt Taven was not Ring of Honor heavyweight champion material.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. Sorry, Matt. No. Sorry, Matt, you weren't. Mike Bennett was, because I think Mike Bennett was a step above Matt Taven.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've grasped the damage they've done because, again, I'm talking facts. I'm talking truth. I'm talking real on this show. If you are honest from a business perspective, not a mark, not a fan perspective, but a business perspective, ROH will never get another chance at Madison Square Garden.
No,
you got to have John Cena be an ROH for them to get a shot at Madison Square Garden.
Definitely.
Vince McMahon didn't even have to try. And ROH screwed themselves. And by the way, that sucks for New Japan. Because I would love to see New Japan go to Madison Square Garden. But why would they do that when they've already done it and the show was a dud? And again, that wasn't New Japan's fault. That was Ring of Honor's fault because the Young Bucks said no.
Yeah, I think the only way they would be able to do it is if they have partnership with Vince, and they could do it. But I don't think it's going to happen anyway.
For a
so
long time. But that's my point. Is just I hate spot monkey wrestling because of the fact that you don't fit my style of wrestling. But again, my style of wrestling is the style of wrestling that all you people are like, I loved those old territory days, and yet the guy who always loves territory days, Jim Cornette's the #1 hater of AEW, and yet you guys are like, but it's like the old territory. What about spot monkey wrestling reminds Leroy of the old NWA? Vern Gagne, AWA. What about this reminds you of that?
Nothing. A name.
And then of course,
that's it.
And then of course, this past week, Cody's getting his butt kicked. Who comes out to save him? Zack Ryder, now renamed Matt Cardona. But here's the deal. Nobody knows who Matt Cardona is. Because nobody's known Matt Cardona because for 10 years, he's been on WWE television as Zack Ryder. And I give him credit. You went and got another job. Good for you. That's cool. But from what I've heard, he's only signed for like 5 dates, so he's not even really signed to AEW.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that if you're building a TV show that is this schizophrenic, if it wasn't for the 700,000 people who were already gonna watch, do you guys not even realize out there, fans of Spot Monkey, that you guys had 1 million viewers 3 weeks in a row? You've never come close to that since.
I don't think they care.
300,000 people have turned their televisions from you. And maybe from wrestling, because they're not watching NXT. But the thing about it is that Jim Cornette said it back during the Attitude Era and when they were fighting WCW. He never cared about the quarter hour or the demographic or the total ratings. He cared about the more consistent, better wrestling promotion will work out. And that's my fear for AEW, is that you guys have done nothing right in almost a year. Which is sad because the best thing, in my opinion, that ever happened on your television show just happened. And the problem is, you guys are probably going to take a shit on it because Mr. MJF decided to call every single one of you out on your bullshit. Did you see that promo?
I did, and I was like, oh my, and anybody has not seen it, look it up.
It is the best.
Oh my God, it was great.
He is kayfabe reimagined.
Oh, yes.
He is as if the old heels of the territories spit up on him and he just absorbed everything that they ever had. He's the guy that, in my opinion, gets it.
Oh, you know what I saw, which is really funny, it is Brandon Jim.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. Is supposedly, if it is really him, he was on the Rosie O'Donnell show when he was like 5 or 6.
I'm pretty sure that is him, actually.
And maybe that's how it's corrupted his life, because he hugged Rosie O'Donnell, hugged him, and it's been torture ever since.
But it's just that promo was godsend to me. That was, I don't care if even Jim Cornette or Brian Last believe me. That was the best thing that I've ever seen on AEW.
Well, it was great. And then I thought it was interesting after that.
He got hashtags started.
Oh, yeah.
He was able to have an old school 80s promo with a 2020 mentality. He called out Jon Moxley for everything John did. He called out the other thing, the Stone Cold cosplay, which Jim Cornette's been referring to. He's called out I don't know how much heat he got back in the locker room. Because here's the deal.
He might have got a little.
Because here's the deal. I don't think those guys can take real heat. But let me tell you something. He looked like the president who the majority of the people don't want to watch. He had a presidential address. He spoke elegantly. He seemed like a guy who didn't give a rat's hairy ass. And by the way, I'm not advocating for this because I am a feminist to the highest order. I believe in equality. But he basically just told her, sweetie, just go stand over there and look pretty. But he's not trying to get you to like him.
I know, he's an asshole.
He's not trying to be all-inclusive wrestling. He's not trying to be, we're all friends here. He doesn't give a rat's hairy behind.
No, he's
This is my one. He doesn't give a fuck? Maxwell Jacob Friedman doesn't care if you like him, doesn't care if you believe in his stuff. That guy is looking at the camera and winking. But the difference is, he's winking because he's actually trying to make a farce about it. The Young Bucks, they smile, they pander, they wink. Everything is like, hey guys, look, we're all cooperating. Because every time you have a tag team match, everyone ends up on the floor, one dude's in the ring, and they're all standing there waiting for the spot. Like, I mean, no one's even trained them how to fight until the spot happens. God damn, dudes. You go to the ring, you got 30 seconds before the spot, so punch each other for 25 seconds. I don't care.
Yeah, something, you know.
But just do something. But no, MJF. Because remember, the Young Bucks listen to everything Jim Cornette says. Whether or not they want to admit it, they listen to everything he says. Because remember, during the freaking tag team match, Falls Count Anywhere against the Butcher and the Blade, minus the bunny, the B&B without the B, I guess it's
horrible.
Now.
We need the bunny.
Yeah, but anyway, man, she's busy with the other B, Brandon.
Oh, okay, all right.
Anyway, but no, it's just there was a sign in the stadium that said "Mud Show this way." You listen to everything Jim Cornette says. You give him views because he gives you views, but he gives you views just to shit on you. But the thing about it is that MJF is the best heel in wrestling. Hands down, bar none. He gets it. Nothing against my boy Darren Corbin. But this guy has been given a national television audience, and he's run with it.
Oh, definitely.
He's treated people like crap. He won't let you forget that he's undefeated as a singles competitor. He's treated Wardlow like crap, and he doesn't give a damn that Wardlow's there. He's got a scarf that he says costs more than your house. The guy's a flippin' genius. I love him. And by the way,
yes,
the other part that probably gets him heat in the locker room, he wrestles like a heel. He wrestles like he's not supposed to get the chant. Both these guys, this is awesome. He doesn't want that chant. He wants to beat the other guy, no questions asked. He wants to piss off the referee. He wants to piss you off in the audience. He wants you to spit on him. That's what he wants.
Was he that way before he got on TV?
He's the same way in MLW.
Sweet. Well, he's just perfected his craft.
He is a prodigy. I wish he was somewhere where they would look at him and say, we're going to give you some help, but just go.
Well, if good old Spot Monkey doesn't make it, I really hope that Vince or Triple H...
Well, they got 5 years out of this crap, so...
Yeah. Well, he'll still be young after 5 years.
He'll be my age.
Yeah, and... You know, if Vince is still with us, you know, 5 years, you never know, probably. But Triple H will be running more. It's like, if you have a chance to get him, get him.
He is the lone highlight for me.
Oh yeah.
And what bothers me is, and by the way, once again, I'm going to give Spot Monkey credit twice in one episode. Leroy,
Holy crap!
Leroy, mark this down.
I will mark this down. I'll put it on the board.
Anyway, I get that you're putting Omega, the Bucks on TV, Hangman Page, because they had ROH experience. I get that you have to put Moxley and Jericho on because they're from the WWE. They're your top guys. I get
name
that.
recognition. You got to do it.
But here's the deal. Even if MJF gives a 15-second promo every week, put him on the show.
Oh God, yeah. I would watch that all the time.
I might actually be part of the 700,000 that watches the show.
Oh jeez.
And I'm eating cookies because this is Spot Monkey, and it's like, I'm still more professional than they are just eating a cookie while I'm doing the show.
But the cookies are that damn good. So
yeah.
That's another bonus. You come on here, maybe I'll have cookies or brownies. I'm not gonna have special brownies. I'm sorry, don't have any of that. I have children in the house, can't do that stuff.
That's fair.
But my cookies are almost as
but
good as
anyway,
that.
So to sort of wrap this up to move on to our other topics, I want them to do better. I want them to do well. I want all wrestling to succeed. I want every wrestling show to have a 1 hour slot. I want a night on TV where I can watch wrestling for 4 straight hours and it's 4 different companies.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I would love it. I would love it.
No, I do hope they get better. I mean, and they got another year, and if they got to improve. I mean, if they don't improve after this, oh, Lord, just put a hole in their head and just sink them in the...
You guys have Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard. I don't know who else backstage, but you got
Jake. Don't forget Jake the Snake.
Jake's a goddamn genius.
Oh.
And what bothers me the most, is there any better example of absolute horseshit booking than Lance Archer?
Yeah.
He shows up, and apparently to beat Cody Rhodes and Jon Moxley, he has to find the find the door to Narnia and go get the evil witch.
That's in the wardrobe. You gotta go behind the couch and then you can get in there. Yeah, something like that. All right,
But apparently, he needs 10 minutes, a commercial break, to beat Marco Stunt and Joey Janela. The bad boy.
I think I could probably do that in 5 minutes.
First of all, and yes, I'm going to repeat Jim Cornette here so that more people can listen to it. What about a 6'8", 280-pound murder hawk with the evil Jake Roberts as your manager? What part of that is supposed to be funny? Everything they do has to be a laugh. They can't be serious for 5 minutes. They can't. That's why when MJF comes on, if he spits on me, I'm happy. Because he wants me to hate him. He wants me to slap back at him. He wants security to pull me out of the damn stands and throw me out of the venue. He wants that heat. To quote my boys, the Street Profits, he wants that smoke.
Damn right.
But So anyway, no, to all of you out there, I'm not hating on them because it gets us views. I'm hating on them because what I've seen so far in what I like in wrestling, which sadly most of you like, you just don't want to like the WWE. Whether or not you like it, if you're sitting there telling me you love the old territory days, Vince is a hell of a lot closer to territory days than these guys are.
Yeah, way closer.
But again, I said it once before. These are a bunch of indie guys who are used to every night they have to do their greatest hits because one night they're in Shakopee and the next night they're in Minneapolis. So I get it. That's what you do on the indies because you're in a different state every night. But for crying out loud, you have a national television show. Could you maybe give me one flip the first week and then do 3 more weeks of no flips? And then after that, your 4th week, I can see the same flip. Why does it have to be every match?
Yeah, well,
you have a national television show that's guaranteed for the next 4 years. You have over 50 shows a year. Take 12 shows and tell me a story, Daddy. I don't fucking care. That's 2, whatever.
Well, I didn't say one, so you got one from me there. Well, I mean, it's like, when we saw, I am Funny Bone. Definitely look that guy up. He's awesome.
Love Funny Bone.
We saw him one show in Wisconsin at Turtle Lake.
Yep.
Awesome. Did a great everything. Then we saw him at another show in Minneapolis. Same general aspect, moves a little bit, but still was different. He was wrestling a different guy, different style.
I did like how they brought back Ryan Cruz.
Yeah.
From the, they sort of played off it.
But it's like
it was still different. 2 different
times when we've seen him, he did about the same, but he still was different on both shows.
It was also but again, we were the same audience, but there was a different audience in general.
Yeah.
It was a different set of audience people.
So I mean, it was nice to see that. I mean, and how many times we've seen Darren Corbin a few times.
Oh, Darren don't give a head. Darren don't give a shit. He's different every day.
Oh yeah.
Darren Corbin pretty much wakes up and says,
"I'm gonna do this."
Says, you know what? I'm gonna do this today because I don't give a shit.
Yeah. But I mean, that right there, it's like that's independent shows. They're not on TV. He's not on TV or anything, but he knows what to do, and he puts on a show for that, and he looks at who he's wrestling against, and they together put on a damn good show. That's what AEW needs to do. They need more stories.
The biggest problem in AEW is this: if you are allowed to go in there and you are basically because this is what we've guessed they do. Okay, this is what we've guessed. We guessed that they show up and they basically say, "Hey, what do you want to do in the ring? Cool. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's just go do it." I wish that somebody would just go into business for themselves and try to be serious for 5 minutes. Try to have a match that is 10 minutes but feels like 20. A match that just goes on for... Just try something that isn't 100 miles an hour, every flip I've ever seen in Lucha Underground 5 times. Can we stop? Can something register? If you get kicked in the face, can somebody at least put their hand up and be like, "Oh, that hurts, I'm going to kick you back"? No, you're like, "Oh, you kicked me in the face. Oh, well, I'm going to punch you in the face." Nothing registers because the moves are meaningless. Super kick don't work if you do it 7 times in the same match.
No, it don't.
It's not fun anymore.
No, it just...
Anyway,
right.
To get away from that, moving on here. New Japan has sort of gotten themselves back into the groove here. They're back in front of fans, limited capacity, but they're back in front of fans. Evil is now the double champion. Everyone's got double champion. Let's see, the cool thing to do right now is have double champions.
Well,
can we just have a double champion where Cody's the TNT champion and the world champion? I've seen Moxley. It's fine, whatever.
That might work. I don't know, but all right. Just New Japan. Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that they're got fans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice change of pace. It's good. And
I also like how they're kind of reinventing Okada. He's sort of like, the guy's like an 8-time IWGP heavyweight champion, but he's like now in this mode of like trying to reinvent himself, trying to become something different, which I love because he's still a great talent.
Yeah, I mean, and absolutely. The times and everything is going on.
Yeah.
Why not a good idea and a good chance? Like, why not? We'll give it a shot and
they have the
change things up.
They have the New Japan Cup America coming up, where the winner gets a shot at Moxley. Apparently, John Moxley, when he wins a United States Championship, no matter what company he's in, he never defends the damn thing. He never actually never actually gets in the ring and defends it. But yeah, no, I mean, I like New Japan. It's a lot of fun. I know Bug from the Lounge has a lot of fun with it, and Super gets into it, and he's got New Japan World, which I'm probably going to be subscribing to here pretty quick myself. I think I can do it through my Fire Stick, so I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, probably.
But no, I mean, I like it. They're going back to a lot of the stuff they've done. They're trying to build people up. Jeff Cobb is still working there, which is great. I love Jeff Cobb. I loved him since Lucha Underground when he was Matanza.
Yeah.
But no, Evil's the dual champion. Evil is, for those of you that don't know, if you're wondering why his gimmick seems a little bit like Io Shirai, they're actually engaged. So, I mean, there you go. Io Shirai went a little more evil, and we've loved her for it. And Evil is now a heel. He took out Naito. He's no longer part of Los Ingobernables. He's part of the Bullet Club. I don't know how I feel about Bullet Club anymore, because I feel like the peak of Bullet Club, in your opinion, Kenny as the leader or AJ as the leader?
Ooh.
And I'm not asking you to compare Kenny to AJ, because in my opinion it's not close. But, I mean, Bullet Club themselves, when were they at their peak? And honestly, I'm not even, because here's the deal. They were at their peak with the Japanese audience when Balor was there.
Yeah.
But their peak with the worldwide audience, AJ or Kenny?
I think AJ.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Kenny's more over.
I'm gonna
over
say,
there.
I'm gonna say Kenny just because that's when they finally got into like Hot Topics and shit. That's when they finally got worldwide recognition, was Kenny Omega being the leader of the Bullet Club. But I mean, Bullet Club is kind of becoming a little WCW, NWO-ish. You got too many guys. There's, it's a different evolution, but I still think Bullet Club is the dominant force in New Japan. I just wish that Tama Tonga could get more of a shot to go with that. The problem is that Bullet Club is sort of known as the quote-unquote gaijin. Not, So, the sort of quote-unquote gaijin stable, guys that are Westerners. But it got Kenny Omega to become the first Westerner to win the G1 Climax tournament, which was a great tournament, by the way. I loved it. But they sort of dropped the ball with Jay White. He won the belt, and then he didn't have it for a while. I thought Jay White was great as the leader of the Bullet Club. That's now out the window. I don't really know. I think Tama Tonga is still part of them. I don't know. I don't know if Bullet Club. I'll have to check with Bug. I don't know if Bullet Club is still two different type Bullet Clubs. One with Tama Tonga, one with Jay White, or if it's now one big unit. I haven't been able to follow because obviously no one's really done much since the pandemic.
No, yeah, I haven't seen much of that either, too.
But I mean, the way I look at Bullet Club is, I think it's good to keep them on top. I think they're a good stable to keep on top. I think that you need to have a few more Bullet Club members do well in the G1 tournament. I know there was one year, I'll check with Bug on what year that was, but there was one year where Bullet Club, actually there's been a couple of years, but there was one specific year that Bullet Club just didn't give a damn. They lost like every match, but they just want to beat people up. But we'll actually be covering the G1 Climax here coming this fall, so I'm
when is that starting?
Well, it's supposed to be in August, but they pushed it back not because of the pandemic. It was originally pushed back because the Olympics were going to be happening.
Yeah.
But it's still slated to happen in the fall. We'll have Bug on during it to get his thoughts on the G1 Climax. We'll go through some past winners of the G1. We're going to go specifically G1, not... The tournament's been going on for like 60 years,
yeah.
But there's only been like 29 G1 Climax tournaments. I love the round robin idea of it. I love the way it's set up. You get great matchups. Maybe you could write it a little differently. Maybe I don't need to see Okada versus Tanahashi during group play. Maybe they could be for the winner of the group. Maybe they could be the finals. But I don't know. It just, I mean, maybe the seedings could be done a little bit better. One group usually has like 6 former IWGP champions. The other group's got like nobody, and I'm like,
I gotta switch that up.
No, mix it up. But anyway. Really excited for New Japan. New Japan World is available. I would get it if I were you, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that expensive. It's like WWE. I think it's a little more expensive per month, but it's still worth it. It's great wrestling. I love New Japan. We talked about how we were going to cover every show that we can on this show, and we'll be getting into New Japan a lot more when they take center stage with the G1 Climax coming up this fall. Next up, Leroy, I believe you have something for us.
Oh, I'll do a little day in history.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Well, as I said, I have some good nuggets.
Today's date is August 2nd.
August 2nd. So, we'll start out, we'll go old school here, kind of.
Okay.
55 years ago.
Oh, boy.
Oh, sorry.
70s.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, 70s.
Sorry, tug of water there, sorry.
60s, really, actually.
50, yeah, I know. I don't want to do the math right now. In Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Bruno Sammartino defeated Buddy Rogers to win the NWA. The NWA Heavyweight Championship. But
Leroy is slowly choking to death here on the mic. It's
I know. Oh, it's horrible.
Leroy, I know that I told you that one day you will die on camera, but today's not the day. Can you not do that?
I'll do it. But the interesting about this is Sammartino refused the title due to because Rogers suffered a groin injury during the match. So, I thought that was kind of an interesting one there. Yeah. And let's see, go back down. I should have printed it out, but hey, I mean, let's see here.
Let's not waste your paper.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's just like, and I had...
might do some G1 picks on that paper later on.
Well, I know. Well, I saw one that I missed, and I'm... Oh, yeah, there. Missed this one, flew by it. I'm sorry. Yeah, 25 years ago today,
okay.
Baltimore, Maryland, Ron Simmons defeated Big Bad Vader to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
So August 2nd was the day that he officially became the first
ever WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah,
fantastic, great day in history. Gonna have to probably put that on our Facebook page here.
And it was interesting too, is they have in there that originally it was supposed to be Sting.
Yeah.
But because of doing that, but because of Jake the Snake Roberts injuring Sting, Ron Simmons got that in there. So I thought that was pretty sweet one to go there.
And we've said before on the show, Ron Simmons, in my opinion, didn't win the championship because he was black. Ron Simmons won the championship because Ron Simmons is just one of the best of all time. He's love me some Ron Simmons. Absolutely love Ron Simmons.
Yeah, and here's a little WWE history in there, which I thought was interesting too.
Yeah.
12 years ago today on Velocity Tape in Connecticut, Nunzio defeated Paul London to win the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. I know people are saying, well, that's not so significant. This is the one that makes it a little significant.
You actually have a velocity drop on this show.
But this is an interesting thing why I did it.
Okay.
This is the only title change in the 4-year history of Velocity.
I liked the Velocity. I liked.
That's the reason why I put that in there.
Okay. Well, fantastic. No. I mean, that's great. But okay. Here's the deal. Velocity to me was what AEW Dark could be. Velocity very rarely tied into SmackDown. Not often. Once in a while, stuff happened on Velocity with the big stars, but Velocity was sort of WWE Pro, and so was Sunday Night Heat. Was it Heat?
Yeah,
Heat.
It was Sunday Night Heat.
But to me, that is what I think you should model AEW Dark after.
Definitely.
I don't know. And
one other thing that I was interesting, is 9 years ago, it was Ric Flair's retirement match, where he actually was let go and he wasn't done, and he went to TNA in his little stint there, which wasn't the greatest thing for him to do, but hey, I mean, it did.
I look back at that with I look back at his run in TNA, and while I think it helped TNA, I don't think it did anything for Rick.
No, it didn't.
It's just, but then again, I don't think WWE's done anything for Rick. I think it got more people to know who he was on a more national scale. It got him to be almost Hogan-like status, but I mean, Rick's career is written in the small towns of America. It's written in the NWA Mid-South. It's written in the old Atlanta, Georgia days when Rick was the man. I mean, Rick was. God damn.
Oh yeah.
Every time we talk about classic Rick, I get so nostalgic because, God, you are never gonna find another one like that. Yeah. But really, 9 years ago was his last.
Yeah.
Was this the Shawn match?
Yes. That was that. Yeah.
WrestleMania was in July or in August that year.
No, it was not. Yeah, that's when he finally. That's when he left. He was done with his contract,
okay, gotcha.
So yeah, and that's where he showed up. And then I want to get I don't think we need to do a 10-bell salute, but not long ago we lost Regis Philbin, and he was a big wrestling fan, and he had a lot of wrestlers on there, and Regis was great, and I loved everything he did with all the wrestlers from everybody, and it's too bad that he's no longer with us, and he's gonna go greet everybody he was having fun with up there. So, all right, so maybe no really big birthdays this week. Well, this today, which is kind of sad. I know usually I can get a good birthday in there once in a while, but nothing real crazy. Let's see. Well, what the heck can we go at next?
Well,
what do you think?
Okay, I'm actually gonna let you take this for a second. So there was a hashtag that started after karaoke on SmackDown, and we now have Naomi Deserves Better was a hashtag that started trending on Twitter. It got pretty popular actually, and
it did.
And Naomi and WWE has picked up on it. They're sort of running with it. Your thoughts on Naomi Deserves Better? Do you think she was... I mean, do you honestly think that they were burying her with this situation? I'm not really sure.
I don't know if they were really burying her. I mean, she really wasn't featured much in anything. If they didn't have anything going for it, I mean, which happens quite a bit, and maybe there are some fans out there that were saying, hey, where's Naomi? They want her back. Where they're doing the shows from, that's her hometown. It's like, why isn't she in there? But I think from that, WWE kind of looked at it and goes, wait a minute, we might have a little bit something. And they started doing her little push there. I mean, her with Lacey Evans the last couple, few weeks. I mean, I think that's done pretty good.
It's two women that, in my opinion, can make each other look good, and they don't have to go up against Sasha and Bayley and lose, because right now Sasha and Bayley are still the hottest thing going in wrestling, in my opinion. Right now they are the standard bearers right now of what you need to be right now. Anyway, Naomi's always been very talented, very athletic. Love watching her compete. I don't know. I feel like Naomi hasn't found that sort of personality yet that turns her into a long-term championship-like figure. And that's not a shot at Field of Glow. I love it. It's a lot of fun when it comes out. But to me, I see Naomi, and it's kind of lacking to me. It just, the character, the in-ring, I can't deny she's fantastic. Absolutely
she's
fabulous.
Great in the ring.
But she's the Kofi Kingston of the Women's Royal Rumble. But
when she comes out there, my little girl Clara loves the lights and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's entertaining for her, you know. But
I don't know. I just, does she deserve a chance? Yes, but I don't think, if you're a wrestling fan, even if you were talking about give Naomi a chance, why would you want her to be main event status right now when Bayley and Sasha are beating everybody? It's just gonna kill her momentum.
Yeah.
Keep her with Lacey. I want those two to keep going for a little while. I think Nikki has proven that she can work with Sasha and Bayley pretty well. Alexa's obviously going to be moving on to something else. Talk about that in a second here. But I don't know. I just, for me, keep her with Lacey. See if they can't develop that into a long-term thing. But I don't need Lacey and Naomi to be facing Sasha and Bayley right now, because if they ain't going to win, what's the point?
Yeah,
if they're just going to get squashed by these two annoying people right now, I don't know what else to tell you, because like I said, right now it's Sasha and Bayley, and then it's everybody else. That's just the way it is.
Yep, that is true. That is true.
Nice little transition here. Okay, so you wrote down here in your opinion, are they elevating the women's division? Because Allison still thinks it's kind of killing the titles to put them on two people. They're there all the time. She doesn't really like the annoyingness. I mean, in your opinion, because here's the deal. Whether they're the main event or not, they're on TV a lot. Both shows.
Oh, yeah, they are. I mean, if
so to answer the question, is it elevating it, or do you think it's hurting it?
I think...
Because there's pros and cons to both here.
It is. I mean, it's elevating. The women are being featured more.
Yeah.
It's just those two.
Yeah.
And then a few people here and there. I mean, it's doing good for that, but is it elevating anybody else right now? Not really. Nikki, she's kind of getting more of a spotlight,
TV time.
and which is good. I mean, she deserves. She's good, but yeah, it's like, what are they going to do next? I mean, their two big draws are not there, so they got to do something, and. Supposedly, rumor is they're gonna Stephanie McMahon. Oh, I know Stephanie McMahon is gonna stick her nose into it, because they've been throwing some Twitter stuff. Both of them have been throwing Twitter stuff at Stephanie. So what's gonna come of that? SummerSlam's coming up. I mean, they're having some good, you say, lower mid card female stuff going on right now. There's a couple things that are starting, but
in my opinion, at best, I would say this is an upper mid card story.
Yeah, theirs are, but there's other ones that are not as at their level that they're starting.
No, exactly. And what I like is you've got the contrast in Sasha's being allowed to be Sasha.
Yeah.
Who I think I ranked her number 1 or number 2 in pure wrestling ability of the Horsewoman.
Yeah.
Sasha is the blueprint, no pun intended, for kayfabe. She is the blueprint of what you want your female wrestler to be, in terms of ability, in terms of... It's really hard to be Io Shirai. I'm not going to tell everyone to do what Io Shirai does, but Sasha Banks can go with anybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's interesting. I mean, they hinted towards it. They have all the gold on everything.
Yeah.
But they don't have the NXT. would they go for it? I mean, my opinion, I don't think they should.
I think
they should leave that one.
I think you leave. Well, but the thing is that one's kind of over. EO won.
Yeah.
EO Shirai beat Sasha Banks. That's over with for now. I don't necessarily know what else to do. Because here's the thing, there have been more Easter egg little hints to them having a problem. There's more evidence to that than the Kennedy assassination.
That's true. Yes.
There are so many little nuggets to this, and I'm wondering how many of them WWE's even paying attention to. But here's the deal. I think it is elevating the division because, again, we are in the middle of something where you don't have your full roster. For those of you out there who are wondering, Charlotte Flair has admitted, yes, she is off for cosmetic surgery. However, as Alexa Bliss pointed out in her documentary, when you have implants, and remember, Charlotte has had health issues with her implants because they've leaked before.
Yep.
You have to get them touched up like every 5 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever. Charlotte, do what you want.
It's like maintenance on a car. You gotta get maintenance, you know.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact it's your body, it's your choice. I'm not gonna get political here, but I don't care. But no, I mean, my thing is that with these two, they've been given kind of a bunch of bullshit gimmick, and they've taken it and they've run with it, and they are the standard of grabbing the brass ring. I mean,
definitely. I
mean, Vince has said, "Go grab the brass ring." Well, they've done it.
Well, we've seen Bayley here. You know, Sasha has pretty good brass. You know, boss ring there. You know, yeah.
Poor Nikki.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that would hurt.
So moving on to Raw and SmackDown recaps here. I look at the situation here, and I say to myself, I think SmackDown and Raw have both had some interesting, I'm going to keep using the word, nuggets the last couple of weeks.
Definitely.
MVP, no pun intended, one of the...
she got some cookies.
Anyway.
Oh.
Anyway.
They forget things every once in a while. My children. Sorry, yeah.
Oh God, the beauty of live the beauty of live tapings. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
No, Raw's been good. MVP, no pun intended, has been the MVP, I think, of Raw in terms of talking.
Yeah.
Drew has looked great.
Oh yes.
Randy is the all-around best performer. Period. Drew's the best physical. MVP's the best talker. But you got Randy Orton just being Randy Orton, and like I said, I don't know what it takes with him, but when you can get him to try, there ain't nobody better.
Oh, I know.
Now,
yeah.
Right now in the business, there ain't nobody better, man. I mean, he wasn't just born and bred for this business. He was just born for this business. I mean, Randy is involved everywhere. He's involved with everyone. He's doing a bunch of crazy stuff. He's working with Edge, then he's Christian, then it's Big Show, now it's Drew. I love it. It's great. Raw to me has been better than the ratings say. I think that Dolph has been Dolph.
Yep.
But I've always loved Dolph. I think it's great. The Street Profits are the Street Profits. They can push the needle. They're great. Love them. Seth is a nice little thing that's there. I think that Seth isn't the biggest thing on Raw, but you know he's there.
Oh yeah.
They're sort of building up Dominic Mysterio. Aleister Black's in there. They're using a lot of guys that I think, without the pandemic, I don't know if you'd have these guys working.
No, maybe not. Yeah.
But it's worked in my opinion. Forget the ratings. I don't care about the ratings. I just want I want the show to be consistent.
Yeah, I'm being entertained every week.
If it's crap in the moment, I'll say it's crap in the moment. But at least it follows what happened the week before, and at least next week I know what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm okay with this. Now we move to my favorite show. As we know, there was a bit of a health issue, health scare on SmackDown. A bunch of superstars were sort of involved. That's probably why a lot of them were gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A lot of people are back. Heavy Machinery's back. Sonya's back. I love that.
Oh God.
Sonya went evil as hell, and I loved every second of it with Mandy.
When I first saw her on camera there, I was like, oh my God, she looks evil,
when
but
she
good.
grabbed the scissors this past week.
Oh God, yes.
I said to myself, oh hell yes.
I was saying, oh hell no.
Allison thinks, this is the women's perspective.
All right.
Allison thinks that for the most part, they cut through hair extensions, not actual hair of Mandy Rose.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. Yeah.
But I've waited 48 hours to use this line. I'm finally gonna say it.
Oh.
Then she grabbed the clippers, and I'm like, is she about to shave that peach? As bad as that is, I waited.
Yes.
Across the table. I waited 48 hours for that line. Anyway.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Anyway, I think it's probably going to lead to hair versus hair, but I will say this: I think Sonya, not just in my opinion from a perspective of character, but I think Sonya will probably be cool with losing her hair more than Mandy. But I like it. It was intense. It was very hardcore. I do like that she got her hair cut before Adam Pearce and the rest of the referees showed up.
Yeah.
I'm glad they stopped her at the razor because it teased. It didn't show.
Oh, God, it did.
As most things are with Mandy. It's more of a tease in the show, but we'll get back to that.
Oh.
Otis is there. Again, everyone looks at me and says, this is the worst Money in the Bank. There have been plenty of Money in the Banks that waited 300 days and nobody knew they were there, okay?
Yep.
Like,
oh, yeah.
We can't all be Kane and cash it in the same night.
I did love Miz and Morrison coming in.
In
their little bit. I was
Are
like,
Miz
oh
and
my
Morrison
God.
not the male version of Sasha and Bailey?
Yes,
They're
without the
just-
belts.
Here's the deal. Everybody's like, oh, John Morrison came back. Oh, he's just been gimmicked in with the Miz. This is John Morrison.
Well, yeah.
This is they're enjoying what they're doing.
They came on. I was like, oh my God, no.
And the whole how many puking Seth Rollins, like, oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, I don't know if somebody's writing for them or if they are going off the cuff with this. They are doing an awesome job.
One way or another, someone's in charge of that shit, and
they need a raise.
It's beautiful. I love it. Other than that, the mid-card's been fine on both shows. Matt Riddle has surprisingly done well.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Corbin continues to be Corbin.
Yep.
Sorry, Darren. We know that your brother,
yeah.
Darren, is still trying to do the King gimmick. I still want to know, does this make Darren Corbin a
royalty?
Duke? Does it make him a Duke or something?
I might have to send him and ask him.
Is he a Duke? Is he a prince? What's the deal here, man?
Since your brother's a king, are you a Duke or an earl? I might have to do some more research. Like I'm trying to find that tag team research is intense.
Well, hold on a sec. If this makes Darren Corbin a Duke, what's that make us consultant?
Oh my! If you have not, did you see the last?
Oh hell yes!
Doctor? Oh my! Oh,
okay.
I'm a little scared.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Corbin Snapchat is now at episode 134 on YouTube. He's now up to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, we're there someday. But
yeah,
love him. I need to figure out what his royalty status is.
Yeah, I know. That's the next question.
Anyway, no, but Raw and SmackDown. Look, this is back to my NXT versus AEW argument. They're not trying to give you the carrot every day, okay? They're not trying to give you... They're trying to bait you. Some weeks, they're going to be down because it's not time to go 100 miles an hour.
Well, hey, when they announced that, boom, they're going to have Mandy and Otis back on.
I
was like,
there you go.
Yes! I'm like, and I missed the first little bit of the show. I'm like, oh, please, don't have them on yet. And nope, right? I didn't miss them.
Nope,
and, I'm a little perverted, but
AJ's done great.
Oh, yeah.
He's having quality matches. I honestly, I think Gene put this as his review. The match was a lot slower than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
But again, this is the amazement to me of the phenomenal AJ Styles. You go back and watch his old days in TNA in the Asylum. He's doing some crazy corkscrew 450 flipping stuff.
Whoa.
But here's the deal. AJ is still a bit of a high flyer, but AJ can wrestle with anybody. AJ Styles can adapt to anything. And he made Grand Metalik look good.
Yes.
He made Grand Metalik look really, really good. Not that Grand Metalik isn't a fabulous luchador. But that might have been the most American-style match I've ever seen Grand Metalik have, and it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of fun to me. I think SmackDown's been the better shows, but I also think SmackDown has had the more consistent run. I think Raw has kind of been all over the place a little bit here and there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with Mandy and Otis. Yeah. I mean, and as I joke to be perverted, when he came out and they were talking about that food and what they're going to eat. I mean, I posed it like I've never been so happy about food, but I mean, good old Otis, he's from here.
Yes,
it's like
good on him, old boy.
Well, yeah, it's like you're talking about food like that. It's like, yes, I love my food too.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could find a woman that does that to me, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm screwed.
Anyway, but no, I mean, overall, I'd say both shows are fine for where we're at. Both shows are good. I don't hate them. No, I'm not sitting here and poo-pooing them. The best thing I've seen done so far just happened, and that was, well, ladies and gentlemen,
the end of SmackDown.
Ladies and gentlemen, long-term booking is still a thing. I know Spot Monkey doesn't know that.
Gene put it up there too.
But ladies and gentlemen, as Gene Crossing has said, to quote the man himself, long-term booking still exists. The Mixed Match Challenge hasn't happened in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And they are now going to probably bring Alexa Bliss into the fold of Braun versus The Fiend. I said earlier in the show, The Fiend gives me real chills down my back. I do like how The Fiend made Seth cry and Alexa was just stunned in fear. But, again, Seth was sort of surprised, but in a different way than than Alexa, because Nikki had just pushed her. Alexa was sort of heartbroken at the same time. And then The Fiend showed up. And I'm going to be honest, this to me is up there with two moments that have happened in the last 10 years that are two of my favorite moments. One is Kevin Owens throwing Machine Gun Kelly off the stage.
Okay.
I know he threw him into a pile of mattresses and
pillows. Well, yeah.
Wasn't a real bump there, Kelly, but I don't know what's worse, the way you took your bump or the way Eminem's whooped your butt in music. But anyway, it's not hard to do when you're not hard to do when Eminem is the main event and you're opening for Fall Out Boy. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number two was when Corbin gave Becky the End of Days. Because it worked.
Yeah.
It made sense. It wasn't violence against women. Becky had built herself as the man. So it worked.
It worked well, and it worked with the story with her.
To all the Karens out there, it's not violence against women. But anyway, and then there is, I didn't know if it was going to happen. I was super excited that it did, but I was sitting there with Allison. We watched it live, and I'm thinking, Is he gonna? And then he mandible clawed Alexa Bliss, and it worked. It made sense. It fits the story. Again, Spot Monkey, take a goddamn gander at this. Like, the last time I saw something that was so out of left field but not was back when Jay Lethal was the dual champion in ROH. And then all of a sudden, Jay Briscoe comes in and says, a year later, I never got my rematch, back when rematches were a thing for everybody.
Yeah.
And then, of course, WWE stops doing it, and then guess what? Everyone else stops doing it. So, y'all say WWE's not the best, y'all still following what they do.
Oh, yeah.
Although if Spot Monkey did follow more often, maybe they'd actually be worth watching.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. I love it. I love everything about it. Alexa Bliss is a great talker. She can work. She's a lot of fun. I love looking at her too. Not to just say it.
Yeah, I know.
I have never done this.
You've
never
done
had a
that.
problem with
No.
But the thing about it is that I also love Alexa's character. I love her talking. I love what and again, everyone's like, well, she's not the best wrestler. She's never really been built as the best wrestler.
No.
But she's been built as someone that can take what she wants. That's always been my thing.
Well, when I was watching it too, and I was enjoying it, I was loving it, and a thought was in my mind is like, are they gonna stop it, cut it off, or go black, or is he actually gonna do it? Because they go black, and all of a sudden, boom, both of them are gone.
And by the way, he held that in for a decent amount of time to make it seem legit. The Fiend really got in.
And he was and up to that moment when he put it in too, he was just like, they teased that. Is he gonna do it or is he gonna do it?
So good.
So good. I mean,
where John Moxley held the armbar on Brian Cage so long that Brian Cage was either having a limp arm or was okay. This was brilliantly done. Loved it. Loved it. Alexa Bliss being a part of it. They teased it during the Swamp fight. Again, this is what I try to tell the modern wrestling fan. Can you give them 6 weeks? Can I keep your attention for 2 hours, once a week, for 6 weeks? Then you can judge me. Don't judge me on 2 hours once a night.
And I think definitely with them doing this, I mean, this feud doesn't even have to stop at SummerSlam. They could bring it to Survivor Series.
Take it to Survivor Series.
It totally worked. I don't know what they would do next.
Well, okay. So you've done Mr. Rogers. You've done Evil Duck Dynasty. Now you kind of have to go to the Fiend. There's really nothing left. I mean, I feel like SummerSlam kind of has to be the end, but in my opinion, you could.
Well, yeah, they could have a match, and it could.
We don't even know where Braun is.
That's the fun part.
We don't even know where the hell he is.
Maybe we'll see him this Friday.
I feel like we're probably going to get another cinematic moment in the swamp. Something happens.
Maybe.
I've always loved Bray Wyatt's vignettes. I love what he does outside the ring way more than with. Not that I hate what he does in the ring, but there's not much you can do with Bray Wyatt. I mean, Bray Wyatt's kind of a big guy. He's not going to flip. He's not going to fly. He does the weird stuff. But his ability to cut a promo is just
it's incredible,
marvelous.
Yeah,
I think he's better pre-taped because he can work on it than he is live. But either way, it's still entertaining.
I love where they're going with this story. Where they're going to go with it, because SummerSlam is not long. I don't remember exact date when it's coming out here, but
I think it's like 2 weeks.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah, they haven't finalized many matches for that yet.
And they're still trying to have fans, so they're trying to get outdoors.
Yeah.
They're trying to get an outdoor venue that's going to allow fans. And yes, Florida is kind of a hotbed for the pandemic, and Florida's basically the Wild West over there. But if you can do it safely, if it's people not only having a mask situation but getting tested, if you can do it safely, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, rumor.
Don't pack 10,000 people in there, but have a couple thousand and maybe spread them out.
Well, they rumored on the beach or on a boat.
On a cruise ship, I heard.
I didn't hear a cruise ship. I heard a boat.
I think the cruise thing is just to get a jab in at Jericho.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Also, Jericho recently even was asked about going back to WWE, and he said it's probably an absolute no-go. Which, look, I don't think Vince hates Chris. I think Vince knows Chris wanted to do something else. So, but the thing about it is that right now, why would you talk about the competition? Why? It doesn't. This isn't the NFL. As much as you try to come off as a sports-based presentation, tried saying that out of each side of my mouth because Leroy knows I'm gonna puke if I say it out of the middle. No, it's just you don't have to talk about the competition.
No.
We're not, like they don't acknowledge AEW, and AEW can't get ratings unless they acknowledge the E. Sorry, boys, you can't. But again, I mean, Chris gets it. Whether or not I think this is helping Chris Jericho's legacy or not, Chris is doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
He said he wants to sort of, tour after with Fozzy. I mean, and everything. And by the way, for those of you who've never listened to Fozzy, there's real talent in that band.
Oh yeah.
To me, Chris is kind of more Dave Mustaine, where he's more yelling because he sounds like Chris Jericho when he sings. But I can get past that. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I enjoy Fozzy, and I actually think that the band has some real musical chops. I mean, that band can play.
I've ever listened to too.
Yeah, I enjoy Fozzy.
Hopefully, next week or the week after, we'll do probably before SummerSlam, of course. But hopefully they'll announce some more new matches, and we'll be able to give our predictions on some of them.
We'll finally have an actual match card type.
Yeah, I say they only got 2 or 3 right now, and that's it.
Right.
So.
Now we're gonna move on to right now. We're gonna move on to a topic that's a little. So this is a follow-up topic. I want to preface this by saying that anyone that comes on the show from here after, Leroy and I are about to give a follow-up to a previous topic, but this I want to point out so that anyone that comes on the show that has ever worked with this person or has any affiliation with him, these are not the feelings of anyone but me and Leroy. This is me and Leroy sticking to ourselves. We've already talked about it, so we're going to follow up. Leroy, have you seen, heard any excerpts, read anything on Joey Ryan has now finally, I guess, talked about the allegations?
He's actually did that?
He made a 58-minute YouTube video.
Oh my God.
58, and he shaved.
He's trying to look more professional?
I don't know. He shaved off the pubic mustache, the freaking caterpillar that he had. He shaved it off. He's clean shaven. He wore a nice shirt. It was in a dirty ass kitchen. Not exactly. I mean, folks, I am doing something in a very I'm not gonna say this is the cleanest of kitchens. But I'm also not gonna say it's the dingiest of kitchens I've ever had. But yes, Joey Ryan released a 58-minute video where, and I have not watched all 58 minutes because I'm not about to sit there and listen to someone. But from what I've gathered, by the way, he turned the comments off on the video.
Well, that would probably be kind of smart.
It's the only smart thing he ever did. Here's the deal. I'm going to give you just a quick wrap up from all the stuff I've read. It's basically 58 minutes of him saying, I'm a celebrity and I have been inconvenienced through these things. He apparently has said, that not only has he never done any of the things that he has said he's done, this dude spent 58 minutes basically telling every single allegation was false. I have never done these things. I'm pretty sure he went through them, bit by bit, each individual allegation through and through. But I mean, when you got 15 plus, you're gonna make a 58-minute video, folks. The sad part is it was probably 58 minutes because he had so many allegations to go through. But here's the other thing that bothers me about this, because again, I'm gonna hold people accountable. The man posted on his Twitter, and by the way, I read this on the show the first time we talked about it.
Yeah.
He basically, before he deleted his Twitter, was that not an apology to you? Was that not an apology that he said, look, I've done some things in my career 3 years ago when the video went viral. I've done some things. Did he not basically apologize for his behavior in the Twitter thing? Yes or no? Did he not basically apologize in that?
It is.
It took me a while to find it again, but I found it again. He basically said...
It wasn't the greatest apology, but he did. It was.
But the thing about it is, that's the thing. If that's an apology, why are you now, a month or so later, putting out a video saying, I have proof that none of this happened? Why didn't you deny it to begin with, you idiot? Oh, by the way,
he's an idiot.
By the way, he started the video by saying, I did watch this part. He started the video by saying, well, I didn't want to respond right away, A, at the behest of my lawyer. Good, you're listening to somebody for once. And number 2 is I wanted the respect for the movement. You were the movement, dickhole!
Yeah, he was the cornerstone of it.
There were 15 plus allegations on your ass!
Yeah, and you saying that nothing happened. Okay. Maybe not all 15. Maybe a couple. But still.
You don't get 15 of these without... And not to mention the fact... I can't believe I'm going to say... By the way, Leroy, mark it down. My third positive AEW moment.
There you go. Holy crap.
Actually... Dude, if Joey Janela is going on Twitter and saying, hey, now you all know what I've been trying to say about this guy. So apparently Joey Janela didn't like Joey Ryan.
Yeah, well...
Never thought I'd ever agree with Joey Janela on anything, but anyway.
He got rubbed the wrong way or something.
God.
Yeah.
But it's just, guys... And he still has some supporters, apparently. Don't know how it is. But Brian Last said it best when they reviewed it on the Experience. Never, ever has anyone in wrestling basically been dug into a hole that they can't come out of. Because nobody's going to book this dude.
No.
Not even your buddies are going to book you anymore. Because they can't have you on a show. Nobody, to quote Brian Last, never has anyone been so... go home heat, but won't leave. Won't just go. You're done, buddy. You're done, pal. Nobody will book you. Your friends, who even maybe believe you, aren't going to book you. And I don't give it... If Impact Wrestling fires you, good Lord, you have hit rock bottom.
Yep.
By the way, Leroy, apparently in that video as well, he actually talks about it was in his Impact contract that Impact couldn't fire him for anything that happened before they signed him.
That's interesting.
And here's the deal. If that's true, Impact should have never agreed to that deal. If it's not, which it's probably not, screw you, Joey Ryan, but, dude, what were they supposed to do with you? They can't put you on TV. Even if they still had to keep you employed, your ass is being catering. They can't put you on television. They're finally getting back to a somewhat serious level, and then you go and do this shit. Again, this is not reflecting of anyone that's ever booked him, Look, okay, I want to make this clear. I don't blame any company. Any company. I'm not going to name one. I don't blame any company for ever booking him because this is the wrestling business. We'll book just about anything half the time.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm disappointed at the reason as to why he got booked. 3 years ago, I woke up to being tagged, I don't even remember how many times I was tagged, by my friends, even some family members. And it was the dick flip video. The first one. The one that got big. And I'm like, this is not representation of my sport. This is not what I love about it. And then the whole world apparently booked this guy. Because it got big. When everyone in the wrestling business should have been like, nope, sorry, not happening. Bye-bye, thanks for coming. Checks in the mail. But I'm not disappointed at any company for booking him. You book what you can in wrestling. And there's been some weird shit in wrestling, okay? Smoky Mountain Wrestling had a freaking Ninja Turtle, alright? So, I'm not mad that he got booked. I'm mad at the reason that got him booked. He wasn't booked because he was, the reinvention of Stone Cold. He wasn't booked because he was a great wrestling talent. He couldn't even fly. I mean, his entire shtick's been Chikara bullshit.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just, and nothing against Candice LeRae or Darren Corbin or anyone else that was involved with Chikara, but it just wasn't my scene. Okay, it just wasn't. But that's my thing. Is just I'm angry at where my sport has gone because of that video. I don't think anyone's ever going to try it again.
Oh,
nobody wants to be related to Joey Ryan anymore.
No.
Not even his buddies. But again, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. He was a founding member. Everybody latched onto this guy, no pun intended, and everyone built him up. They said he was a good dude, all this other stuff. And to quote Jim Cornette, but again, it's not quoting him specifically. I told you this on the show the last time we talked about it. You've heard this statement. I've heard this statement. The biggest asshole is the guy in the room who tells you he's not an asshole.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who have egg on their face, who probably ignored a lot of things. And again, I'm not calling anyone out specific. I don't know anyone specifically that was involved with Joey Ryan. But if I was any promoter, wrestler, anything, if I ever wanted a job in this business, I would distance myself from this dude about as quickly as I could.
Oh, yeah. I definitely. I mean, The next thing that Joey needs to do is
go away,
or if he needs to say anything else, tell everybody and legitimate on it. Say, hey, I'm sorry, and admit to shit and be done. And then just go bury him somewhere else.
Here's the thing. In Hollywood, one celebrity gets a sex allegation.
Everybody's
No. Hear me out.
All right.
When Tiger Woods got the first one, okay, he's got a lot of money. Maybe it's a thing. You get to about 15, 16 women, and all of a sudden you're looking at yourself like, if there ain't something here, there's a giant conspiracy of the female variety going on here. And trust me, I'm the first guy to stand up and say I want to make sure that every allegation is proven. But you got 15 of them, bro. And then you turned around and before you deleted your Twitter, you were like, I would like to apologize for my behavior. I would like to apologize for what I've done. And then you turn around and a month later, you are all of a sudden like, oh no, none of this happened. Bro, you can't even stay consistent on your own bullshit. You can't. You cannot stay on your own lies. Because you probably have so many of them. The first one being that you were ever a professional wrestler.
Yep.
But it's just, dude. Again, this is me on the show. I'm gonna take everything you've said about me or said to me, and I'm gonna hold you to it. You don't like me. You don't like me. I could give two rats hairy asses, but stay consistent with it. Don't all of a sudden start asking to hang out with me. Okay?
Yeah, I agree with that one. Yeah.
It ain't that friggin' hard. You don't like me. You don't like me. I can care less.
Yeah, he called me an asshole. I was like, "Can I be your friend?" What?
No, that's not how it works. But the thing about it is that you went from getting accused to basically apologizing, closing down your wrestling company, deleting your Twitter, and not even a month later, now all of a sudden it's all fake. And here's the deal. Lawyers are good and bad.
Yeah.
I come from a family, okay? But if there's an allegation like that, if you got straight proof that you didn't do it, dude, I'm going against my lawyer at that point. I'm telling the world day one I didn't do this shit.
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
I'm vehemently denying this, and to sit there and be like, well, I wanted respect for the movement, dude. You were the speak out movement, basically, and this is what. And anyway, this goes back to right now the big news in wrestling. I don't know if you heard, but Excalibur wasn't on Spot Monkey this past week.
I saw that he wasn't. Yeah,
due to past tapes from 15 years ago of him saying the N-word on Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. But there's people who are like, well, it was 15 years ago. Here's the deal. Number one, shouldn't have done it. Number two, it was a wrestling angle. He was told to do it. But here's the deal. Do I think that Excalibur is a horrible human being because he used the word in the wrestling angle? No. I don't think he's an enemy of Black Lives Matter. That's what I'm saying.
No, yeah, he's not.
Still shouldn't have done it. But here's the deal. If you're white, don't do it. Do not say that word. That's number one. Number two, I'm not going to vilify him for something that he did that basically everyone was in on. But again, this is the world that we live in. And I want to point something. I pointed out in the show, and I use Motley Crue as an example. All these guys, wrestlers from the 80s and the 90s, 60s to 80s, let's go there.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody says, oh, they were coked up, steroided up, they drank too much. And ain't none of them got sexual allegations up the wazoo like Joey Ryan did. My biggest problem with Joey Ryan is you got into wrestling. You shouldn't have, but you did. And then you were over the top with your all should be included, everyone gets a turn, women should wrestle with men because they're equal. You were so over the top with your feministic, inclusive bull that I said to myself, anything ever comes out about this guy, it ain't going to surprise me one bit.
No, definitely.
Because if you believe that women deserve an equal opportunity, you just know. You don't have to tell anybody. That's who you are as a person. That's who you are deep down. But when you got to keep explaining yourself, man, everyone... first of all, I ain't heard nothing about Jim Cornette's allegations since basically it happened. No one's one's corroborated shit on that.
Yeah.
I'm still not saying it wasn't true. I'm just saying that I ain't heard nothing on it.
Yeah.
But my point is this: Jim Cornette openly says, "F AEW, I don't like you guys. I think you're all a bunch of little shits, and I'm gonna rip you guys a new asshole every time I can." But Jim Cornette has never, ever... And remember, Jim Cornette said something about Becky Lynch, but Jim Cornette clarified. Jim Cornette has never minced words.
No, he says it how it is and explains himself.
And you know what? He doesn't care if he makes friends. He just doesn't. Because the thing about it is that that's who he is as a person. That's all he cares about. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good on him for it. But the fact of the matter is that... if I've got friends in the wrestling business who... don't want to talk to me because I'm taking this take on Joey Ryan, I ain't got a problem with any of you. I got a problem with this guy. I'm not saying any of you ignored anything. I'm just saying that I have always been suspicious of Joey Ryan because he was so over-the-top defensive about women and this and that. Turns out he was a scumbag.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Who should never be allowed in a wrestling ring anywhere, ever again. And again, this is not a shot at any wrestling company that has booked him since. But if you ever book him again, I got nothing for you.
No.
I'm not paying to see this creep. Because that's all he is. He's a creep.
Yeah. And when people are like that, not everybody sees it. Because they hide it. They do very well at hiding this.
And the other part about it is again, I said before, how do you think Candice LeRae feels?
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's a victim of it. I'm just saying she was his tag team partner for so long.
Yeah.
They were dubbed the world's cutest tag team, which she might have been, but not Joey.
Yeah,
that cubed up body of his, my God.
And I'd be surprised if she didn't know anything happened.
Yeah, Joey. Quick note here. I'm glad you shaved your mustache. I really hope you waxed your chest too. That was hard to look at. My God.
Yeah.
I'm surprised your junk even works anymore for how much tanning oil you put down there. Good Lord. I'm not here to speculate on Candice LeRae. I'm really not. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. But it's just you put up a 58-minute video. You basically said the whole world was against you. You turned off the comments because guess what? Everybody was shitting on you because nobody believes you and nobody gives a rat's hairy behind. But the video is still up. I don't have any desire to watch 58 minutes of you, quote unquote, not only denying every allegation specifically, but saying that Impact Wrestling could... Fine, Impact Wrestling keeps you on their roster. You ain't getting TV time.
Oh, hell no.
Hell no, ain't nobody gonna put you on television. And this is another thing. When you do something that bad, why do you get mad at the company for getting rid of you? In any business. If you screw up, that's on you, pal. The business ain't going down for you. Business don't care that much about you.
Nope.
If Leroy and I did something stupid enough on this show to where we were all of a sudden in the national headlines, Quick Trip would have our pink slips the next day.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And we both understand. But the fact of the matter is that, you know what? I'm not calling for Excalibur to never work again. I'm not calling for Sammy Guevara to never work again after the bullshit he said.
Yeah.
Still shouldn't have done it, boys.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not saying they're evil individuals. I'm not saying they're sick and twisted, and I'm not saying that Excalibur is a Klansman or that Sammy Guevara is an actual rapist. I'm not saying that. What they said was stupid. Learn from it and don't do it again. Yeah,
definitely.
But Joey Ryan, and here's the deal. And Jim Cornette said it again. Ladies and gentlemen, if in 2020 the only good thing that happens is Joey Ryan never gets booked in wrestling again, it's been a good year. I'll accept that as the best thing. That's my Christmas gift and my New Year's gift right there, folks.
I totally agree with you on that one. Oh yeah.
Again, and now forget the allegations for 2 seconds. I've hated Joey Ryan from day one because that embarrassed me as a fan. But to all you AEW guys out there, hate to say it, that's the kind of shit that you like. Don't tell... There were penis druids carrying Joey Ryan out of All In. He was given a large budget of that show. People put him on a pedestal. And now they got egg on their face. And and the Bucks have taking him off every episode of Being the Elite. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Y'all got egg on your face. But yet here's the asshole, being me, who's told you from episode 1 I'm an asshole. And I've never tried to hide the fact that I was an asshole.
Oh, no.
If I'm a dick, ask Leroy at work. When new coworkers come in, I tell them straight up, I'm a dick. Day one. I ain't got an issue with that, but I'm never gonna be disrespectful. Yep. I'm never gonna make anyone uncomfortable, and if I do, I'll apologize and we'll move on. But I'm the guy who tells you I'm an asshole and doesn't try to make you think otherwise.
Mm-hmm. And then they look at us like, "Are you guys friends? Are you guys?" Yeah, we are friends. Don't worry.
God,
that's how we talk.
God, I doubt you. I doubt you'll ever listen to it. But Kylie was the funniest thing to me.
Oh yeah.
For those, so quick non-wrestling story. Kylie was a girl who was training at our store, and she pulled me aside. Did she pull you aside and ask you?
No, she didn't.
Oh,
she just talked to you.
Okay, no. There was a quick moment actually after an interaction Leroy and I had. Did I use my Cobblepot Penguin reference, or did I just flat out call you a fat ass?
Something like that.
Anyway,
I don't
know. But no, it's like she was like, "Do you guys need to talk to HR?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And she's like, "Well, you guys are pretty." I'm like, "Yeah, he's also one of my best friends, and I'm seeing him on Sundays, so I don't know what you got against me." But anyway, no, it's just Leroy and I have never hid from who we are.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole, and I have a girlfriend, and I have friends who like me for who I am. I don't need everyone that listens to our show to want to be my friend. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to my show because you think I'm an idiot, listen to the show because I'm an idiot.
You can listen to our show if you think we're both assholes or you hate everything we say.
I don't care.
Keep listening to us. Yes, I love it.
No, I don't care.
Give us our ratings.
But Joey Ryan was over the top. I'm a good dude. Joey Ryan, and again, as I said during the last one, really? The dude whose gimmick was being the dick boy, that's the guy you're surprised was a sexual predator. Mm-hmm. The dick guy. Okay, y'all had blinders on bigger than I ever had.
Yeah.
For anybody.
Guys like that, they need to be in the
God.
The what do they call the adult film art awards? Yeah,
I don't.
He belongs there.
They treat people in the adult film industry better than Joey Ryan treated people in the wrestling industry.
Yeah. He fits more in there, kind of.
Yeah, he fits in the 70s and 80s when nobody had any protection and they were all diseased anyway.
Well, yeah.
That's I don't actually know that.
I don't know. He just has that look, yes.
But it's just, again, I don't want to spend 45 minutes on this, but the point of the matter is, and again, I'll repeat it because... I'm going to repeat it because it's worth repeating because we went years being blind to it. The dude was a prick. He should have never been allowed in the wrestling business.
And a real pervert.
And Joey Ryan is a prime example, the character, not the actual person.
Yeah.
Is a prime example of I don't want wrestling to just become a carny silliness. I don't want that. And that's what bothers me about AEW. I'm not saying you got perverts over there. I'm just saying that you guys, everything has to be a comedic joke. And part of that is Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, which was started by Excalibur, Joey Ryan, and a bunch of other dudes.
Yep.
And it was Chikara, where, yes, some people... Darren Corbin's the prime example. He left Chikara and may have done some fun stuff, but for the most part, he tries to come off as a serious competitor now.
Yeah.
That's the career path you should take. Kevin Owens was Kevin Steen. He did the joke shit in Chikara. He did the joke shit in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. And then he turned around and became Kill Owens Kill, or Fight Owens Fight, whatever one you want to go with. But, I mean, Leroy, just any thoughts on what happened to wrestling because of the Dick video?
It's just, it makes me sad that people want that, And, we need to get past that. And kind of not forget about it, but move past it. Go into good wrestling, good stories like WWE has been doing, and just get back to enjoying it. Wrestling, no gimmicks, no laugh. If there's going to be some laugh, it's going to be because it really is funny, not because the people in the ring think it's funny. No, we think it's funny. I mean, this
episode can be summed up as why I fell out of favor, not with the WWE where most people do,
Yeah.
I fell out of favor with two guys who I thought spoke for what I thought wrestling could be, and it turns out, boys, I went right, you went left. And I'm not saying that because I think I'm right, you're wrong. I'm saying I had a 50-50 chance of directions, and that's what I chose. Yeah. But the thing about it is that stop lying to yourself about who somebody is. And if some of y'all knew, yeah, boy, I better not see you in a dark alley. But it's just stop. And this is for the worldview. Because the truth is that we all say stupid things, we all do stupid things, and we think they're okay. And sadly, the prime example is why we do it is because, and again, I don't give a damn if I'm getting political. It's because, and I don't give a damn what side of the fence you're on. The President of the United States, I will not use his name, I'm going to stay away from that, but he is a jerk, he's a creep, he's an absolute pain in my ass, and he makes it okay to do stuff like this. Don't say the N-word, even if someone gives you the okay to do it. And by the way, certainly don't do it when it's being taped.
Oh, definitely.
Even though, yes, Hulk Hogan shouldn't have said it, Excalibur shouldn't have said it. I'm sure neither one of them thought there was going to be the backlash when we did it, because Hogan thought he had a private conversation.
Yep.
And Excalibur obviously did it in front of his friends, and it was tapes that he never thought were going to make it out, but it's the internet, it's always get out. Just think common sense before you do something. President ain't got it, doesn't mean you can ignore your own common sense. I don't care. I've said before on the show, this ain't political, because even though I didn't vote for him, I've hated Donald Trump as a person. I hate him as a man. He's not even a man to me. I've actually enjoyed parts of his presidency. He's done some decent shit. He's done some good stuff. I have backed him on a bunch of things he's done. But I still don't like him as a person.
Yep.
And here's the deal. We may have gotten away from wrestling. I don't care. We've done it a couple of times now, and we ain't about to stop.
Yeah.
But I want Joey Ryan to never get a single booking anywhere again, unless it's a booking where somebody comes out and just punches him with a nads 4 times.
Well, I want him to get nice bars, and then
there we go.
Get a friend that I call him the Toss Salad Man.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
But Excalibur shouldn't have done it. Do I think Excalibur should be removed from AEW television? No. I don't think Excalibur's career should be over for something that him and his idiot friends were doing in a small bingo hall.
Yeah, I mean, you can come out and say, hey.
I don't think that Hulk Hogan should spend the rest of his life never being allowed to be in the wrestling business. Look, you say things. Look, here's the deal. Ain't nobody listening to this. No one's perfect. No one's a saint. And this is where Leroy and I differ, and I talked about it earlier in the show. The biggest issue Leroy and I have is Leroy is a very devout. Oh, by the way, here's why I was going to say that. Leroy, you're a man of God. That is your man.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
you love it. Joey Ryan also said in the video that through this time he's become closer with God. And
he better be.
And here's the deal. Leroy is a man of God. I am barely a man of God. But here's what I hate. I hate that when people do stupid shit and you all of a sudden do so much dumb shit that nobody can back you, all of a sudden you think the one thing that's going to fix you is, oh, I became closer with God. Leroy's been a man of God most of his life, and he has stuck to that, but Leroy doesn't have shit this bad in his past, okay?
No,
I don't like when people do it.
It annoys me.
I don't like when people become godlike because you fucked up so bad that now nobody can stand you. No one cares about you anymore, so now you're like, oh, I'm okay now because, hey, guys, I'm with Jesus now. No, sorry, get away.
As I tell anybody, he's always with you, but when you do screw up something like this, don't bring him in because he had nothing to do with it. It's all you. And you made that choice.
And he ain't here to save your ass.
No,
either,
the only time you're going to have to do is like when you're in heaven there and stand at the pearly gates, yeah, then you're judged. So either you're going up or you're going down. And
Joey's going down.
You're going down.
But that's just it. In the world, believe in God or don't believe in God. I don't care, and neither does Leroy. Because you know what? Leroy's still going to pray for me on Sundays, and I'm still going to throw up the horns for Leroy when I go to a metal show that's basically got a satanic goat on it. But anyway.
Hey, I'd even throw it up.
Yeah,
right there,
you would, I know.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, but it's just, again, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. And Joey Ryan is wrong 18 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, simple black and white there.
That's not hard.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, and I'm going to end it with this, if I ever hear on the internet that Joey Ryan is booked anywhere ever again, I'm going to have to do some real thinking if I want to ever give anything of that promotion. I'm sorry. You can't be this stupid to ever book that guy. Again, I am not saying anyone was stupid to book him in the first place. You book what you can in the wrestling business.
Yep.
If Joey Ryan got big enough, Vince McMahon would have done something with Joey Ryan. He would.
Yes, he would have. Yes,
because that's how the business works. Vince McMahon has worked with every big TNA name, even though Impact shot him down for years. He's worked with every. If Vince McMahon will work with Eric Bischoff, there ain't nobody in this world he ain't gonna work with.
He worked with Bischoff. He worked with Paul Heyman. I mean,
he also worked with Shitstain, Mr. Russo, but
Vince. I mean, yeah,
sadly,
three guys.
Sadly, Vince McMahon brought Vince Russo to the world, but we'll forgive you for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, oh, by the way, did you know that Vince Russo actually is now back in the wrestling business?
You kind of hinted at that. I didn't. Have a chance to look at anything.
He is
now running.
He is now running a thing called Devotion Pro Wrestling. Because once again, Vince Russo screwed up so bad in the 90s that he got closer to God. Now he's a born-again Christian.
Oh,
and apparently,
Lord.
He's still trying to push the idea that the two things in the world that go together, like, water and water, is Christianity and wrestling. That don't always work like that, folks, but all right.
No, not even close.
I heard on the drive-thru of Jim Cornette, I don't know if this is true, but this is where Jim found out. Apparently the first ever match was a women's Samoan death match with a 12-year-old referee, and they beat each other up with tiki torches and inflatable alligators. Sounds like something Vince Russo would do.
Oh my God.
Sounds like something he'd do. But anyway, I digress.
I
digress.
Yeah, and people,
Anyway.
God is rolling over his eyes and going, oh,
I digress. Joey Ryan, get off my TV, get off my internet, get off my YouTube. I don't care. Don't ever have anything to do with
bury yourself in a hole and stay there.
Yeah. Stay in whatever shitty apartment you just filmed that video in. 58 goddamn minutes of your whiny ass voice. But anyway, guys, respect people. Women respect everybody. Just respect everybody. It's not hard. Okay.
Yeah. Treat everybody good like you want to be treated.
Thank you.
Simple put.
And by the way, as the Christian across from me and the mostly satanic atheist, because I was a practicing Satanist throughout high school. Didn't sacrifice a goat, couldn't find one.
Really?
No.
Okay, you were living in the wrong state. If you went down farther in Wisconsin,
I know.
If you went farther down in Wisconsin,
Minnesota, what do you want from me?
No, we had cows over there. If you were farther in Wisconsin, you'd find a goat.
Not to take away from the seriousness of what we were talking about, but two guys who could not be more polar opposites in what they believe in terms of the afterlife can get along. You can get along just fine with anybody else, and you don't have to be a creep to do it. So, thank you all so much. Like and subscribe on Facebook, on YouTube. We're still on Spotify. Does our Spotify update as quickly as Podomatic?
Yeah. When I get stuff in, the next episode will be up on Spotify.
Perfect. Fantastic.
I've checked that a few times.
Yeah,
so,
fantastic. But anyway, Leroy, great show. I think we had a good time. A lot of good stuff.
Definitely.
Thank you all so much for listening. This is Zach and Leroy signing off for 13 Card Subject Exchange. We'll see you guys next time.